You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Frustration get the better of you and make you do things you should never do. You got to keep the faith, you can't surrender. You never know, tomorrow may be brighter. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. As long as you have health and strength, reaching your goal, nothing should prevent. Every time you fall, get up again. Don't sit down there like that and complain. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Don't give up, keep courage, you must win. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Obstacles will get in the way, stumbling blocks to hinder your day. But you can't afford to let them stop you, no matter how hard it is to go through. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Endurance shall win in the ending. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Strong positive mind, negative thoughts, leave them behind. We got to go forward in sure certainty. Let no element humble
to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover, 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 cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover, 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 the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover, cover, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Cover me. Cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you get in, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444 or 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509. And as you know, ladies and gentlemen, we always say it doesn't matter what color t-shirt you have on. You have on a pink t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt, a maroon t-shirt. Each and every one is welcome on Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we always say that we originate, we don't imitate. We bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And here's our pledge to you, the people.
Ansam LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our pledge to you, the people, that we will bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Let me bring in the man himself, the guest, the young man, the one and only boy, Uncle Tommy. Tommy, welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. It's a pleasure being here on Sunday Talk. Look forward to a very, should I say, super, I'm trying to find the right descriptive, but we're going to have a good time today.
Tremendous. Let me go with that one. Tremendous.
Okay, tremendous. That'll work.
Yeah. Correct is right.
So, it's the day after Calypso Fiesta.
Yeah.
And also, the weekend that completed the CARICOM heads of government or heads of state meeting.
Correct is right.
Where illustrious PM saddled his horse and said that he was going to be riding out?
Well, I think that horse gets saddled a long time ago, Tommy.
Okay, so but what he did?
Eh?
Well, I'm saying the one that he rode to CARICOM with.
Oh, okay, that horse. Okay. But I mean, Tommy, if you go to a CARICOM meeting, what you expect them guys to say? You think them guys could say the prime minister is a bully? The prime minister does bully people? You think they gonna say that, Tommy? Let me be for real.
Two of the persons said that Ali and some other one said that they thought he was stone faced, and they found him to be, or at least they found his exterior to be hard, but when they finally get to know him, they realized that he wasn't what the outside appeared to be. So they softened the blow, even though they were shedding some licks at one point there, it seemed like.
Tommy. All of them is brothers in the thing, you know. Right?
I fully agree. Yes,
brothers and sisters.
I fully agree.
You really and truly do expect them fellas to say, well, we know that Prime Minister really is a bully in a bully shop, not a China shop. A bully in a bully shop. And when he don't get away, he does bully people. And the evidence is there. But in that settings, you wouldn't expect prime ministers and presidents around the Caribbean to have anything but any sort of platitudes for the prime minister.
You only one thing that I didn't agree with. KPB didn't have to back at the remark they made, or he made, suggesting that we should classify or quantify gun violence as terrorism in the Caribbean. She didn't even have to respond to that. She should have just kept her mouth closed on that and not say anything.
You was expecting something different?
Not really.
Okay. I was gonna say you had very low expectations.
Because gun violence could really be terrorizing the nations and all the nations.
Tommy, but let me understand this thing. A terrorist. What is a terrorist? Is a terrorist an ammunition or an individual or individuals?
It's the persons, it's the people.
So how we get to ammunitions being terrorists? You could lock up a gun?
No. Basically, we're not saying the ammunition. We're saying the violence that's perpetrated with these assault weapons. It truly amongst the terror on the nation.
So what I'm hearing here, Tommy, is that in the world, right? Every country across this world have terrorists.
Absolutely.
And you agree with that?
I think it's terrorizing the nation, and I saw that coming. As a matter of fact, I described in an article that I wrote more than 20 years ago, maybe like 27 years ago, I described the exportation, or should I say the deportation, of America, or should I say, first world, hardened criminals to the Caribbean as an act of terrorism, because what was being meted out is you were exporting first world learned criminals to the third world, where they would literally terrorize those environments. And it turned out to be so.
So what we are saying is that the people on them who have the guns are terrorists who are terrorizing the communities. That is what we're saying, right?
I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay. So if we are saying that, based on the definition of a terrorist, if we are saying that the people who have the guns, right, are terrorizing the society and the people, then I have to agree that they could be considered a terrorist based on the definition.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, because it says that a terrorist is an individual or member of a group that uses violence, intimidation, or threats to achieve political, religious, or ideological goal. So could we consider Prime Minister Rowley a terrorist?
You're asking me, you flip the script there on me. You take me by surprise there.
I like to ask questions. Could we say that? Let me repeat it again for you, because you know you just make me, as we say in here we make you think. So you
That's
make me think. You understand? And when I think and then I evaluate, I could say, yeah, but you know what Tommy's saying, they make sense. So here is the definition, Tommy. A terrorist is an individual or member of a group that uses violence, intimidations, or threats to achieve political, religious, or ideological goals. Prime Minister Rowley is a terrorist.
I haven't told you about my own personal experience.
Nah, tell me.
I once told a tenant of mine, I'm coming for my rent, and when I come, I want you to have my rent ready. You better have my rent ready.
Yeah.
He called the police and told the police that I made terrorist threats against him. And when I came to the house and I rang the bell, he didn't come out. So I stood up on the porch there waiting. Next thing, the police pulled up. You know, they took me away in bracelets for making terrorist threats.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, Tommy.
So,
but let's go on. Let's go on, Tommy. Let's go on. Tommy, you raise a kind of jepness here, you know. You raise a kind of jepness here, Tommy. Terrorism typically targets civilians or non-combatants, and it's intended to create fear. What does Prime Minister Rowley do?
I went silent on that one.
I realized that. What does Prime Minister Rowley do? Folks, for you guys, what does Prime Minister Rowley do? Or let's see them press conference?
I know we know he's a bully.
But let me finish, Tommy. Terrorism typically targets civilians or non-combatants and is intended to create fear, disrupt society, or influence governments or organization. Let me see if that Dr. Rowley name at the bottom of this definition, Tommy. Let me read on and see. Let me just look and see. Are we reading it? Let me see. Tommy, can you say the same thing for Mia Motley and Andrew Holness as an example? Can we? Tommy.
I cannot.
Tommy had a loss
Can
for
you?
words.
I cannot. Can you?
Nah, I can. Let me take this call. KFC, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. What's your Uncle Tommy, man?
What's happening,
Good
man?
afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes. I
Yeah.
see him Skinner Park last day, man. All the Calypso was in Skinner Park, man.
Yeah, I was next to them. People was trying to get Kurt Allen toilet paper. Next to them, P&M people. The P&M party group. The P&M toilet paper party group that was trying to give Kurt Allen toilet paper and he in the final. So the toilet paper didn't work. You know what? KFC? They get cheap toilet paper. They get toilet paper from the 99-cent store. When they should have go to Kmart and get toilet paper. The 99-cent toilet paper they get. Wasn't good enough.
Plenty of them toilet paper. They have toilet paper at home. But I print the Puma with gas and paper. I know when I get money to buy toilet paper.
Oh, God.
The party group sponsor them toilet paper.
I see them up front there, one of the best Calypsos of the night. They're trying to get the fella toilet paper.
I think Kinika see a nice performance, man. Reality too. People like to run from the truth, you know, the Star Wars shit.
But you know, and KFC, I listen to them 40 Calypsonians, eh? And in my estimation, about 25 of them should not even be there.
The 25 of them. They should put up somewhere in the mango somewhere.
Yeah.
And them put nothing as that nonsense.
Boy, one set of nonsense, boy. A man sing something about Donald Trump in politics. I said, but wait, he don't have nothing about politics to sing in Trinidad. He's singing about Donald Trump. I said, but wait.
He's that prison officer, you know.
Oh, he's that prison officer? Oh, that's right. All right. That's why he's singing about Trump. Yeah, all right.
I had the man who win as an attorney. I think he's a nice Calypso.
Elon Francis, he was good.
Yeah.
He was good.
He was good.
Young brother was excellent.
Young brother really showed some new talent.
What we give?
Oh.
She make it 11.
Who's that?
11 finalists.
Who? Corinne Ashe?
PNM.
Yeah. Corinne P&M party group 10 Ashe. Yeah, she had to make it. Of course. She the P&M party group. She make it.
Give you a good performance. I think I'm watching the Calypso and thinking that.
Yeah, man.
You need right in the head, but you put that cut together. I know Mr. War shit.
Boy, real good. There's our boss.
Yeah. I see like you having a guest later on.
Yeah, we having the Queen of Talk and a fella who running for PSA president.
And I must have asked one to the Queen of Talk, Tunji, and listen to the old crew, Brooklyn. The true warriors now.
Yeah, man.
It's your turn now.
Here we go. Bless. Tommy, you were saying something. Go ahead.
Wait. I kind of.
No. We was talking about KFC was talking about the Calypso and the singers now. And I was saying how let's take this call. COP, welcome. COP.
Wall Street. Good afternoon to you, Wall Street.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
You know,
Good afternoon, Kenji.
A question just now. If well, these are terrorists. The first time I see Uncle Tommy stay quiet,
he skipped.
And then when he stayed quiet, he just had was a laugh.
Yeah, he fumbled. You fumbled that one.
Thing,
KFC.
yeah, if it's one thing, the general public would have liked to hear your answer that one rather than stay quiet.
Anytime you see him playing quiet, he tiptoeing around Bally's house, huh?
Yeah.
He putting on his tutu, boy.
When he smiled with it, it showed that, all right, you catch me over there, but I am vexed, I smile.
Nah, we don't vex. We don't vex the Tommy.
Uncle Tommy.
Yeah, you know.
But no problem. But what she to tell you the honest truth? They say the Republic of Trinidad culture is Calypso, steel band, chutney, and limbo. Right? I reached that stage in my life, I pay no interest into Calypso. I think for the past 20 years and more, they sing nonsense. They don't sing nothing about what's taking place in the country. They keep a blind eye to the truth of Trinidad and Tobago and the thing for political party.
Yeah.
Today Calypso, after this carnival over here, Calypso dead. And any money they have to make out of Calypso, that'll go in a white man country and make money and sing for them and then make money over there. The art form in their own country, they kill it. And they can enhance that Calypso where every month and every fortnight it have Calypsos all over the country, but they kill it right down the kill it. The steel pan this carnival time, I would not pay no attention to the steel pan. Because in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, this carnival time, if a young guy finish school and he want to have a pan, he had to come out with 14,000 to 20,000 to get a pan. None of the poor youths of them in the corners can get a cheap pan. The state don't provide that facilities for them. The pan tent and them don't provide that facilities for them. They will play pan for you right through for the whole of carnival, and they entitled to $1,000, and they will get $1,000 2 years after. And all the leaders of them keep a blind eye towards that. Why is the culture and the art form, what they believe in, dying down. When they pay attention to the art form, I will give them support. Because in my life, in my 60-year life, I saw in pan, I spent over $30,000 supporting pan and going all about in supporting pan. Time for that done. You see Calypso? I spent over $40,000 going all about Calypso and all about. You see that $70,000 that I waste and they never do nothing with my money? And check how much people, that's the least I speak about. You see the Minister of Art and Multiculturalism, Gypsy said out the other day, Carnival last year, bring $1.something billion. This year, taxpayers had to give them $100-something million. So what they did with that $1.something billion, they may even grow it. So that taxpayers will stop giving them that money. And every year we had to give them that. It's time for that to stop. Let Carnival build Carnival and grow the money. They say over 50 years we have Carnival. And every year taxpayers had to give them $150 million. Today them supposed to have a budget. Them supposed to have a budget with about $500 billion inside it. If they was making money. The dying art form that the citizens of this country and the people in responsibility have a dying and keeping a blind eye. I reach a stage that I'm not going to get my support. I'm not going to spend my money behind those things. Because it's not growing at all. I wait forward to hear Isha Welsh and PSA president. I only hope Mr. PSA president. Don't come with no PNM thing over here. I know you're a PNM, you like to be a PNM. Well, they encourage. Oh, anyway, thank you. Thank you, Wall Street.
Yeah, man. Tommy, COP already branding the guy a PNM, boy. The man even come yet. But let me go to the chat, Tommy. When I come back, Tommy, I want to get your take on the soca, the Calypso Fiesta semi-final.
Yes, right.
I want to get your take on it. But first in tonight was Kamini. Kamini was first. Is that the first time Kamini come in first?
I'm not sure.
I think she was in first before, you know.
I thought so too.
Yeah. I hope we have Kamini right as a her. You understand? Because you know sometimes names. Yeah. Kamini say good day, Sang, Soul, Hanef, Lisa, Andy, Maloney, and all on the chat. Who's Maloney?
You don't know who Maloney is?
Nah, who is that?
I think that's AKA Joseph.
Oh. That Gordon Joseph? I don't know him as Maloney. Sorry, Kamini. Sorry, I apologize. Busy says, good day, Uncle Tommy on Wall Street. Today's menu, dashing bush with pigtail. Quote of the day, if I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. By Martin Luther King Jr. But Busy step up the game, boy. You see, when you come in the village, how things does beat? Well, when you come on Sunday talking in the village, how things does beat? Michael say, you all start a little late this afternoon. No, you didn't. Michael? What Michael talking about? You mean he get tied up with TNT time and USA time?
We start
Okay.
12 in the US, 1 in TNT.
Correct is right. Volstan, good afternoon to you. Brooklyn, welcome.
Good afternoon to you, Rashid and Uncle Tommy, viewers and listeners.
Yeah, man.
I just have one quick question for Maloney. I know Maloney is actually in Trinidad. I don't know Maloney was anybody, but I have a question for Maloney. Maloney, with all them names you have, tell me one, just one of them and what they mean, you know? Just one. So you like to come and talk, I said, I'm talk. And I see happy and them supporters now beginning up. Because all that person just because they pay them one. She didn't make up no UNC and they straight up. She didn't make up the pay them. But you know what I mean? You might mean and listening. Not from the Bible, I'm gone.
Yeah, man even come in yet. And already done the case by Jesus Christ. Caribbean Soul, good afternoon. Michael says, so help me God, for he is good. All right, yeah. Correct is right. Michael, don't start a song like Gordon Joseph, eh? Lisa, welcome. Good evening, everyone. Cool Runner. Good afternoon, Wall Street and Tommy and chat. Michael says, Uncle Tommy have a vibrant voice. Looks like he had a good Sunday lunch. Tommy, the man peep into your kitchen and see had a lunch.
Wow. Mike, all I had so far was breakfast. I had a good breakfast.
Yeah. The man take up his telescope, Tommy, and take a peek, boy. Caribbean Soul said they didn't have to take a character meeting for Rowley to give up his chairman for cricket to Ali also. He probably sponsored the whole thing. Okay. Michael said, I'm beating out some bears right now with two cousins in a bar on Coffee Street, Sando. Hey,
What?
Michael, let me talk to some people in the bar now, Michael. Since you're in the bar, let me talk to some people in the bar, Tommy. You want to know what is going on, Michael? Call me now, 9738681444. Call me now. So you could talk to a few patrons in the bar. You know? Yeah, we like that. Lisa says it depends on the situation, Uncle Tommy. If I accidentally shoot someone, am I a terrorist? Tommy, that question is for you.
No, accidentally, you're not a terrorist.
Oh.
But if you're terrorizing people with your gun, you're a terrorist.
But if you was gonna shoot somebody and you accidentally missed and shoot the next person, if you had intentions to shoot somebody and you miss and you shoot somebody else, what about that?
Yeah, you're still a terrorist.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Michael,
because
caller, welcome. Caribbean Soul. Hello.
Go ahead, Soul.
Yeah, we hearing you, man. Go ahead. There was a little delay there.
This is the first time I'm calling in the program.
Yeah, I know that. We know that. We welcome you, man. You know, we welcome you in the chat and we welcome you to hear your voice.
Welcome.
Yeah. I want to speak a little bit with this narco sub and the Coast Guard saying that it's synced with one of its officers and stuff.
All right.
Now, why is that? I like to watch plenty documentaries about narco sub with El Chapo making all kind of different subs and stuff. And there's two reasons narco sub does sing. Is when it reaches checkpoint, the delivery checkpoint, they just sing the sub due to a certain amount of hours it could travel for in a one way. Secondly, they just sing the sub is if they get caught up with Coast Guard, the men inside the sub, sometimes there's be two men, sometimes three men, they will suicide themselves and sing the sub. Now, when the headline newspapers, we see where the Coast Guard was on top of the sub, which means the sub was above water. Now, is it that the Coast Guard in Trinidad and Tobago collect the delivery and sing that sub? Is it that one of the Coast Guard disagree with them and they sing key with the sub too? Now, at that checkpoint, we see where the sub sing. Now, how come they lost that? Because the sub can't leave that checkpoint and reach Colombia. Yeah. So why not? They cannot find that sub, right? Another thing and all too. Again, I kind of a radio show because the first time I call it.
Nah, man. You're good to go, man.
Like yourself and talk.
So how can they kind of find that sub? Because it's not the first time we're hearing this with the Coast Guard, because it happened with the children in the boat where the Coast Guard lost the children and the boat and stuff.
Right.
So it's something very suspicious with that sub. And I would like to leave out a song before I leave. The song is for KFC. KFC is a man. He had house and land. KFC is a man. He had house and land. He sell away everything and start to take, man.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, man. Oh God.
Soul, all right, soul.
KFC like Caribbean soul all you. KFC. Oh God. I know you go do my partner KFC that now. To me, you see them kind of thing with them things were happening in Trinidad and Tobago, boy.
Yep.
I mean, it just sometimes you can't find the words to explain it, you know. You just can't. So Caribbean Soul, I really can't help you, you know. Michael says Young was in the Calypso semi-final in Skinner Park walking around campaigning.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, they're working.
All right. All right. Remember Prime Minister Rowley walking through Clavantil in 2011? Don't you remember that, right?
They're working?
Yeah, they does work, right, certain times. And then when time come for them to really do the work, is a different story. Them don't want to hear from you.
When mission accomplished, a different thing.
Correct is right. Mission accomplished. When mission accomplished, yeah, that is it. Volsang say good afternoon, Kamini, Lisa, Michael, Soul, and all free thinkers on the chat, and good afternoon to the others. Yes, COP.
Wall Street, after Tommy, good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
Wall Street, you know, in that Caribbean conference that ended yesterday, you feel them CARICOM leaders really wanted to tell Dr. Rowley farewell?
No.
You feel St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister really wanted to tell Dr. Rowley farewell and all that? You feel he really wanted to say that?
No.
That same St. Vincent man stand up when Dr. Rowley say he went liquor too and nobody do anybody interfere with he just regret it. Anybody try to move on just regret it. That St. Vincent Prime Minister stand up again. I feel they really wanted to tell Dr. Rowley, boy, you haul and come out of this arena one time, because look what you do, you mash up Trinidad and Tobago. Look, Guyana president. They make the head over there now, right? You feel Guyana president, he realized what going on, and he had also say, Franco, we can't just say good thing about Dr. Rowley because he never do no good thing in Trinidad. He had also say, although he had a stone face, he had also mentioned that why a CARICOM leader will say the Trinidad Prime Minister always have a stone face, a hard face. A stone face is a rock face. It's a face that hard, and don't care about nobody, always arrogant and ignorant. I applaud that Ghana president for saying that, because Dr. Rowley leaving, and if Dr. Rowley leave, and he lived for 25 years, we had to give him $25 million. If he lived for 25 years again, we had to pay $25 million every year. We give him $1 million. That's fair. Plus he pay too. That's fair. None. Not even Barbados Prime Minister feel comfortable. I sure that is long time people say twist the finger, they can extend the finger, bullshit. When they're saying something, when they're lying, all them prime ministers twist the finger. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Let me see something here. Volsang says Tobago Chalky have not been chosen in the Calypso final. To put it bluntly, political influence. A thief. Volsang, nah, I ain't gonna say that, you know. Patricia Hutchison, welcome. Great sunny afternoon to Professor Walsh and Uncle Tom and you all. adamant listeners and viewers have a great day. You know what? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say the thief. Yeah, Brooklyn, welcome.
Well, shit. I ain't know for the talk about this, because I wasn't on for this week, but why it is, I think it's the St. Vincent Prime Minister was running from Rowley. Why? Why it is Rowley trying to talk to the man, and the man don't want the world to see close to Rowley at all. I see that trending all over social media, like, I know people miss it, but the man was literally running from, he don't want to talk, he don't want to be in a video too long with Rowley. Why these prime ministers in the Caribbean is running from this man? What they know that we don't know? That's my question I'm asking. Anybody can answer that question. What is happening that all the prime ministers from around the Caribbean don't want to be seen with Rowley at all? They don't want nobody to come for them. I don't understand. Somebody answer that question, please. Because I see the video, and the way how the man was moving, the man didn't want to get Rowley, not even a minute at a time. The man was trying to run, and Rowley tried to keep him in that talk, and the man didn't want to talk. So I just want to find out if anybody might know the reason for that. But he don't want no part of Rowley. The Caribbean don't want no part of nothing to do with what we're doing in Trinidad right now and keep this for Rowley and Stuart, yo.
All right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, remember Gonzalez and Manning were personal, eh?
Yeah. Them were personal friends. So why they can't be friends with Rowley too? KFC, welcome. KFC.
Yeah, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy.
Yeah, okay.
I'm also sing a Calypso, right?
Go boy.
I yes so. Yeah, you sing a Calypso. I extempo.
Extempo.
Yeah, it's extempo.
I won't go to the platform in Caribbean, so I'm gonna leave it right here.
Yeah, man. Bless.
I'll come back in.
All right, yeah.
That was an extempo or white tempo?
Tony, was an extempo.
Okay.
That was the extempo. Tommy, Mama, good afternoon, Professor Walsh. Tell Uncle Tommy, all listeners. Lower Hair Salon Spa, boy. Lower, where is your hair salon and spa? Hi, Professor Walsh and Uncle Tommy.
Hi, Lower.
Hemraj, Ramcharan, welcome. Tommy Mohammed say you don't watch the Calypso Fiesta. Yeah, I don't watch the Calypso Fiesta, man. But Tommy, you know something, Tommy? I don't understand something.
Go ahead.
I reach back and I have to build up my confidence. Yeah, man. Oh God, you see the man study rock, so he face hard. Tommy, Bishop said the man study rock, so he face hard. Phoebe Small. Phoebe, I grew up with somebody named Phoebe, you know. Phoebe, where you joining us from?
Good afternoon and welcome, Phoebe, welcome.
And I had a good friend, last name was Small too, you know, from Tanapuna, you know. Phoebe Small, where you from? I know that name Phoebe. I grew up with somebody named Phoebe, and I have some friends from Tanapuna, last name Small. Volsang says, Walls, if they didn't thief, what are your thoughts? Nah, to pick 10, to pick 11 out of 40, it ain't easy.
That's a big job.
That's a big job.
Especially all them always sitting down there.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. That ain't easy. Just Schroeder says, Wall Street, I like to know what Kamala have to lose if she signed the terrorist bill. I think she had none to lose. What she gonna lose? I don't know. I think she had none to lose. Phoebe says she from Santa Flora. Where Santa Flora is?
Santa Flora is before Palo Seco.
Before Palo Seco?
In between Siparia and Palo Seco.
I don't know if I ever went Santa Flora, no?
If you went to Palo Seco, you passed through Santa Flora.
Yeah, all right. I passed through, but I never actually went there for a visit, Santa Flora.
The oil field head office for that area was in Santa Flora.
Okay. Ah, boy. Yeah, Phoebe, I know about Santa Flora, nah? Sorry. They could start again make case again to me. Oh, you could go up and try. You don't know where Santa Flora is. I don't know.
Spent quite a bit of time in Santa Flora.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My cousins in the nights. I went by them by the nights.
So what kind of community is that?
It was a oil community, energy community.
Okay. All right. Hemraj says Separia. Oh. But you didn't know where is that also? No, I didn't know. I'm serious. I know where that is. Santa Flora, me know. I know Palaseco, I know Separia. I know about them place. But I know Gasparillo. Yeah? But I never know that. I hear about it, eh? I hear about Santa Flora. But I didn't really know. I didn't know about Santa Flora. And I didn't know where it was. But to me, people just talk all kind of thing. Cool Runner says a oil tongue. Caribbean Society didn't know too. Tommy, people that lamblast me for not knowing certain places in Trinidad, right? Plenty of them don't know where Chumacac was. Eh? Plenty of them,
Well, guess what?
Eh.
At least you put Chumacac on the map in a big way.
Tommy, thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man. Blessings, Tommy. Yeah. You the nail on the proverbial head there. Plenty of them people know where Chumacac was. When I started to talk about Chumacac, where that is. Somebody even tell me the building was burned down in Chumacac was actually in Pleasantville. You know what I mean? It's serious, A PNM person say to me, he lying that building in Pleasantville. Watch now. The building facing the building I grew up in. Right? When I left at 18 years of age. And that person who must never been to Chumacac telling me that building, not in Chumacac, it's in Pleasantville. You think it's easy? Boy. Cool Runner says a oil tongue.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that, boy. I really didn't know that in truth, boy. Santa Flora is home of Heritage Petroleum Office, where oil field is all over. It's a little kind of countryside. Okay. All right. Yes, COP. I bet you COP come to tell me about Santa Flora too. Yes, COP.
Huh?
And I still bet you come to tell me about Santa Flora.
It's Separia. It's Separia. Then it has Laboratory side. Then it has Quarry Village. Then it has Santa Flora.
All right. Wait. Wait. You're going too fast. Separia. Next.
Quarry Village.
Quarry Village.
Quarry Village. Laboratory Quarry Village.
Yeah.
That would part of the worst piece of road in the whole of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
Then you go down a little bit to meet Santa Flora. That would part Petritrin main office. Main office in Trinidad and Tobago was.
Okay.
Down on that side have plenty. Down there have plenty rig and pumping jacks and all them oil field, the lines and them for them oil and them to pass through and then going all along on that side, Los Bajo, Palaseco side, and then the most amount of pumping jack is that oil area, which part people used to live comfortable, right? Always had shut down. It always had shut down and thing with part people make money. It had work with part people had to clean the lines and them on it, cut all them grass and thing. It had contract. It had down. There was a successful place.
A thriving place.
Yeah, people striving. Now today,
you're starving.
Today, Wall Street is one of the worst. It's one of the worst places. You see, down there had down after Santa Flora, Los Bajo, it had the dairy farm. We had all of them humpback cattle. It had the cocoa and coffee, the orange estate, and thing in the back over there. PNM mash up everything over there. And the only thing remains successful over there in Los Bajos stretch, Marusing Funeral Home. It had Marusing Funeral Home and that stretch over there, then the church and then Marusing Funeral Home. The only place develop and get bigger over there is Marusing Funeral Home. That is the only place developed and Parasico. TC can tell you that is true too. Because after Los Bajos down that stretch, it had number 9, it had number 7 road, it had number 4 road, it had the trade school right number 4 road. We thought people used to learn welding and all kind of mechanic kind of thing over there, PNM mash up that. Then it had the velodrome.
Yeah, I know the velodrome.
Velodrome with Paris have all them games and them.
Yeah, I know the velodrome.
They in bush.
Yeah.
Inside they have money, Kubona, monkey, and thing living in that facility now.
Yeah.
Mongoose, I think, living in that facility now.
Wow.
You know what is an immortal tree?
What?
What
is that?
You know what is that?
Immortal tree.
Immortal tree?
Immortal tree. Yeah.
What is that?
That is the word that is used to make coffin and thing like that.
Oh.
In that velodrome, it have immortal tree growing in that facilities over there now. So Madison is just cut them mortal tree right over there and bury the people from right over there. They make money with it. And that is a fact. Only if you see the kind of bush and thing it had down there. The number 4 road, you can remember when Dr. Rowley went down Parasico side in a meeting, a little boy stand up and say, Honorable Prime Minister, when my grandmother want to get a bus, she just go out and wait 2-3 days, 2-3 hours to wait for the bus, and sometimes the bus don't come. If they could fix that, and they set up with sporting facilities right behind the school in Parasico, number 4 road, right behind the school over there, it have a ground. In bush, the people them can play a little, you know, all schools, they have little playing facilities.
Yeah.
Wall Street, cricket, football, and things.
Yeah.
All the facilities in them areas, them in bush. In bush. If CPEP don't cut it, nobody don't cut it. And CPEP don't cut it. So that means nobody don't cut it. Mortal tree growing up around there. You can't tell me from down there. I from down there. Thank you.
Yeah, man. You see, man? Again, a history of Trinidad and Tobago, you know, people.
Walls, you know, I went to high school in Palo
I thought you went to school in Marabella.
No. I went to primary school in Pointe-a-Pierre, and I went to high school in Palo Seco. That's the reason why I wound up in the United States.
No, you didn't tell me that before?
I told you when I passed common entrance at 11, every day I'm leaving Marabella to go to Palo Seco. My mother used to be crying.
Oh, yeah. You tell me that. Yeah. I remember that.
And that was what propelled her to leave Trinidad.
Okay. Yeah, man. Let me take this call. Busy, you have 2 minutes before we go for the top of the hour. Go ahead.
Yes, I have a problem there, man.
What's your problem?
If half of 50 and add 10, what is the answer?
If you do what? Say that again. If you take what?
If half of 50.
Half of 50 is 25.
And add 10.
35.
What you get?
That's a trick question, you know, Tommy.
Yeah, but
what you get, Busy?
Give me the answer.
Tell me what you get. What you get? Tell me what you get.
I tell you about 35, he said wrong.
Who tell you wrong?
My nephew.
No, it's a trick question. It's a trick question.
But I don't know. He tell me to write down 50.
Yeah.
Write down 50. Right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I write down 50. He take that pen, right?
And he put a line between 5 and 0.
Right.
Yeah.
He said add 10. The answer is 15.
Yes, you have to.
I got it.
Yeah. Don't miss you.
all right.
I know you're coming on because I think it's a trick something. Folks, we're gonna take that break. And when we come back, we should have with us in the village, on Sunday Talk, the Queen of Talk, and the gentleman who's running for president of the PSA, Oral Saunders. So stick and stay. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Yeah. Hold on, let's do this. Okay. I just got a thing from Isha there. Okay. Let me see. Okay.
She's coming.
She's doing her Sunday business. I'll put it this way. Okay. Hold on. Okay, let me just send her a message there. Okay, all right. All right. All right, folks. So we're gonna have we should have the PSA presidential candidate soon, and Isha has to take care of some Sunday responsibilities. I'll put it that way. So let's go for that break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
For the end of the legal limits of this term, I will resign this office and go off to my family.
Before you go, before you pack and run away, I wanna fly. Before you go, before you think you'll get away. Well, you began in the Senate of opposition and waited your turn. Then with Manning as your PM giving directions, you studied and learned. You paid attention to Robbie Pandey-Kamla, observed there all their mistakes. So there is not one excuse that you can make, none that we can take. Cause we give you a turn to ride in the PM1 motor car. We change the whole interior with propaganda, it's smelling drunk, sour. We gave you 2 turns as PM of the station. So now it's my Creole obligation to give you a turn before your resignation. Remember, it's me who call Eric Duffy. We call Chambers Duncy. It's your turn now. It's me who beat Robbie like a Bobali. It's your turn now. So if we say you are a bully, don't take it personally. Your turn now. Go tell your friends and your family, it comes with the duty. It's your turn now. Do not believe that we are afraid to call a donkey a ass or a spade a spade. We will pepper you like a chow, Dr. Row. It's your turn now. Before you go, before you pack and run away, I wonder what the Penny and Amy have to say. Before you go, before you think you'll get away, you tell the world you go lock Calda heart up. Once you get the vote. You say the buck is going to stop at the DP top when you took your oath. The airport scandal section 34 email gate. Like a raging bull, you declared war and we took the bait. But since you get your turn, nobody at jail for corruption. Since you get your turn, no members of the opposition in prison. Since you get 2 terms, you promise to set things right.
white collar crime you vote to fight. What is a set back with no bite? Remember, it's we who call Pandy racist. We even call him rapists. Your turn now. Silver fox end up in jail till he come out looking frail. Your turn now. So if we say your government represents the 1%, your turn now. Really rich get richer. The poor man in the gutter. Your turn now. Do not believe your powers of Lekato could overthrow the power of a Calypso. The ancestors wouldn't allow Dr. Rao. Your turn now. Before you go, before you pack and run away. So much unemployment, but still you raise your pay. Before you think you'll get away. I remember deceased Patrick Manning named you Rot, the Rottweiler, because every car that passed around the corner, you chased down the tire. Political battles that came your way, you stood up and fought. And when they came with their slander and their hearsay, you took them to court. So we gave you a turn to guard, protect and defend the treasury. We gave you a turn to secure the national security. We gave you 2 turns to be the mastermind. Reduce violence and crime, but murder's at the highest of all times. Remember, it's we who call Manning Emperor. We call him a dictator. Your turn now. We treat patos like a louse. Kick him out by Lise House. It's your turn now. So if we say you are a puppet, you're lying in him but pocket. Your turn now. And with your shining bald head, we find your dread and a natty dread. Your turn. Well, do not believe because you brought Manning down. You could do the same with the Calypso crown. And then act holier than thou, Dr. Rowe. Your turn now. Before you go, before you pack and run away. It's well-Russian behavior, just as Patrick said. Before you go, before you think you'll get away. After 45 years of public service, you deserve arrest. So you anointed as you're that too young to try with the mess. Now we hearing that your support base having real problem. Next election, they voting for a caring face to sit at the helm. Cause you fail in your turn to diversify the economy. Yes, you failed in your turn to create a real creative industry. You failed in your turn to be a superstar. Legalize marijuana and make Fitzgerald the line minister. Remember, it's we who call Kamala Trunka. She's smoking marijuana. Your turn now. Well, you say what's that? You talk about she cap. No! So if she talk about your father and the young thing that you slaughter. But wait, did I mention your $1 million pension? Well, do not believe you invincible or that youngster is really capable. Look, I hope that you don't get vexed, but young Stuart, it's your turn next. Before you go, before you pack and run away. Well, now you know what the people have to say. Before you go, before you think you'll get away.
And of course, that is the man himself, boy. One of the front runners for the Calypso king of the world. No other than the last Bajan, boy. Kurt Allen. Yeah? Kurt Allen, boy.
Number 7.
Yo, what it does, this your homie Rick Ross.
This is your boy Gucci Man LaFleur.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
It's crazy, you heard me?
Hey, I'm Ariana Grande. Hey, yo, this Cardi B. What's up? It's Megan Thee Stallion.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Check this out, it's DJ Khaled.
This is Post Malone. Yes, that little Chico Pitbull.
You're in the mix with Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Yo, what's up? This is Dr. Dre. What's up, y'all? This is Tupac, Machiavelli the Dawn.
Yo, what's cracking like? This is Big Snoop Deal Double G.
You're in the mix with the one and only Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Yeah, check it out, man. It's your boy Akon.
Hey, what it is, man? It's your boy T-Pain.
You can pop, lock, and drop it. Just don't stop it. Bringing you the jams from the 2000s and more.
Yeah, this is your boy Flo Rida. Believe that.
This is Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
And of course, we are back with you. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you get in, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Of course, subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also, 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And like Walt said, share the live.
And just before we go to the caller, I want to thank all those subscribers who have taken us over the 10,000 subscriber marker, Tommy. I want to thank you all so much for having faith and confidence in us and taking us over the 10,000 subscribers, that we requested, and you all came through for us. So we thank you so very kindly. Caller, welcome.
You're welcome. Good afternoon to the panel inside, the panel outside. Nothing wrong with starting with it a little light. Liverpool, Man City, they say to Man City, as in the English Premiership, we talk about football. They say, Man City, it's your turn now. It's your turn now because Aston Villa, they stopped my team, best team in the world football team, that is club team Liverpool. They stopped them from getting 3 points. Everton stopped them from getting 3 points. They tell Man City, listen, it's your turn now. Well, by less than 10 minutes ago, and Man City down 2-0. So we're going to be listening to hear what happens after that. I have a question to start off with. 2 and 2 is how much?
That's a loaded question. I remember that's 4. It could be 4 or 22. It could be 22 or 4, depends on how you put it.
Chumakian? Tommy?
Yes. Speak to me. That's a loaded question. I remember that's 4. Where did you go?
Are you all hearing me?
No, we are.
Caller, we
hearing you all.
Caller, we hearing you loud and clear, caller.
No, you're not hearing me?
Caller, we hearing you.
If I tell you that is 3, would you say I'm lying? Would you say I have it wrong?
Well, if you told me 2 and 2 was 3, if you told me 2 and 2 was 3,
I'm not hearing you on the phone, but I'll continue.
I said if you told me 2 and 2 was 3, I would know.
Okay, so I'm saying 2 and 2 could be 3, not necessarily 4.
It could either be 4. It could either be 4 or 22.
A father and his son, and the father. So you have 2 fathers, and you have 2 sons, 2 and 2. But it's 3 of them alone. 2 sons and 2 father. Get it? So 2 and 2 could be 3. All right, we move on. I see on the papers that they're talking about the amount of derelict vehicles they have, and I remember on this platform making a suggestion. These vehicles and them, they came here at a great cost. A great cost. Legitimately or illegitimately, they end up, if I could call it, in the junkyard. But how come it just keep getting more and more and more and more and more? And I figure that's something wrong with this boy. I don't know if they had to change something in the law so that it had people who could buy these vehicles, spend the money and rehabilitate them or something like that. And the government could get something out of this. In addition to, I feel that the government should reconsider buying these kind of high-end vehicles for the nature of the operation, because you had to run down people, drive down people, you go after people, and all kind of ugly thing could happen. So I feel you want something that, you know, could kind of stand up a little better than. You understand? So I'm hoping that the people who are Mike and the people who go into political meetings and so on, that probably they could look at this as a suggestion. They might come up with something better than what I come up with. But this is what I am thinking about, because you can't have the hundreds going into more hundreds and just parking up there, because each one of them represent taxpayer dollars. You understand? And it's unfortunate you're hearing they couldn't come because they had no vehicle and all this kind of stupidness. So that's what I want to start off with. Thanks for hearing me.
Thank you.
Yes.
Folks, there we have it.
Yep. And he can make that his pet project.
Yeah. So folks, we have let me just finish here. Caribbean Society Wall Street, I was now watching the live singing of Kurt, and a few people went to toilet paper and was pelting a few pieces at him. Well, whatever they do didn't work because in the finals now. Let's bring in our guest. Mr. Oral Saunders, candidate, PSA presidential candidate in the upcoming PSA election. Comrade Oral Saunders, how are you doing, sir? Are you hearing us? Well, something on your side, because everything here is on our side is good. So check something on your side. Is your audio not muted? Check again. Check
talk.
Again.
Let's say if we hearing him at all. Are we hearing talk?
No, we're not hearing him at all. So maybe what you have to do,
microphone check. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, but we're hearing you.
We can hear you.
You are hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
But I'm not hearing you, so I'm not hearing you properly. It sounds very faint.
Well, it's something on your side, because
turn up your volume.
Yes, everything here is up.
Turn up your volume.
I'm not hearing you guys. Tell me what to do.
Turn up your volume.
You have to turn up
my
your
audio
volume.
is on. My microphone is on.
Okay, so let's take you out and bring you back in. Maybe that will improve.
Yeah, let's take you out and come back in. All right.
Let's restart.
Come back in. I know that happened, you know. Okay. Tommy Mohammed says, so Gordon Maloney will defend the PNM because he's one who supports them. Well, some say Gordon, go vote PNM and Hush. Michael said the police themselves just drive mad and smash it down. Okay. Mr. Intellectual, welcome. Blessed afternoon, Prof. Uncle T and all villagers. Finished chopping some more. Let me try to see if this works now. How about this? Any better?
Much better, comrade. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, comrades. A pleasant good evening to you, a pleasant good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago, and of course our international community, but more so public officers. A pleasant good afternoon.
Well, welcome to Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics on WZYE 95.9 FM with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. So, Comrade Saunders, how long have you been in the PSA? Let me start. How long have you been in the PSA?
The comrades, I would have been a member of the PSA for over 25 years.
25 years?
Yes.
So let me ask a question. I want to go back to something, right?
Sure.
When Watson Duke left the PSA, was there an election for his replacement or what?
Well, comrade, what transpired, in my humble opinion and based on our constitution, was a travesty of a great magnitude. What actually took place is just prior to Mr. Duke leaving, he would have conducted or held a conference, which is really the highest decision-making body of the PSA. And in holding that conference, he would have made a situation where they would have had an election for the office of president while he was still the president of the PSA, which is contrary to our rules. That could only happen if it is he would have exited the organization, and in his absence, the first vice president was supposed to act as president, and if it is, she would have held a conference to choose whether they would go to the membership or she would have been appointed as president. But all of that would have taken place virtually, virtually. And our PSA constitution is really clear on that in terms of what was supposed to happen. Because our constitution says here, comrade, and I'm reading from Article 37, and it says here, the president, the first vice president, the general secretary, the deputy general secretary, and 5 industrial relations officers shall be full-time paid officers of the association and shall be entitled to vote and be voted for in any national elections or at any meeting or committee of the association. And this is what it says, you know, in terms of persons being able to vote. It goes on in Article 37F. It says here, the conference shall decide within 3 months of the coming into being of any such vacancy. So this is why I was speaking about, in the case of Mr. Duke, if it is, he would have left the organization. So within 3 months of the vacancy being existed, the conference could have chosen A, if a by-election should be held as at 1 above, B, if an appointment should be made as 2 above, and C, if the post should remain vacant as at 2 above. So in other words, the constitution of the PSA only would have made that possible had Mr. Duke exit the organization. Upon his exit, then this was supposed to kick in. But this actually took place while he was sitting. So we had something similar to the American politics, where we had a president-elect while we had a sitting president, which is not in our constitution.
But Comrade Saunders, how did the management of the PSA sit by and allow this to happen?
Well, that is a great question, comrade. And that to me is one of the most critical issues that the membership in this election should be looking at. Who were the persons, who were the players involved at the executive who would have bypassed our own executive and our own ultimate document, which is our constitution, to facilitate such? And it gets worse than that, you know, comrade, because separate and apart, you would have heard me say a while ago that the first vice president was supposed to take up the mantle upon Mr. Duke's exit. That did not even take place. Someone from outside of the executive, meaning to say, someone who did not face the electorate, the rank and file membership of the PSA, was selected as the president of the PSA during that same situation that they called a conference.
So just for the audience sake, How many people are running for president in the upcoming election for the PSA?
Well, my information is that there are 3 teams vying for the leadership. We have the incumbent, we have myself, Oral Saunders, along with the United Public Officers, and some other team. I really can't recall their name at present. But there are 3 teams.
Okay, and when will the election be held?
It will be held on Monday, the 10th of March, 2025.
Okay, Monday, the 10th of March, 2025.
Which is roughly a week after Carnival.
And how many members make up the PSA overall?
Good question, comrade. At present, we have the lowest membership in probably over 20 years, where we are down to roughly just over 11,000 members.
11,000?
Yeah, down from over 20-something thousand down to now just over 11,000 members.
And why is that, though? Why is that?
Well, comrade, the rate of attrition in terms of our union, it really revolves around poor leadership, poor visibility of the executive, poor representation, the disrespect to members that we are still conducting all of our important meetings via a virtual platform, despite the PSA owning one of the best buildings in Port of Spain on Abercrombie Street, which is our building. It's the members' building. But the members have not been in that building for over 2 years for general council meetings, as well as conference of delegates, which is the highest decision-making body of the PSA. We have not held any in-person meetings, and we know why. The executive does not want to be held accountable, and as long as they are in control of this virtual platform, similar to the technical issues we had at the onset of this program, persons cannot, speak freely. Persons cannot challenge the host because they are the admins of this virtual platform. So they choose who they want to listen to. And what is even worse than that, and you would be very familiar, comrades, that in every meeting on the agenda, there's something called other matters. Not so?
Yes.
And in the PSA, can you believe, comrade, over this virtual platform, they have removed that agenda item so that no members on the virtual platform that they allow can challenge them, can raise issues that are to the benefit of the membership. Now, all they require and all they ask of us is to bring in or to send in a report on grievances, but they are not doing anything about the report. And wherever we have been, in terms of my team and I, the number one cry is persons are just fed up with the PSA in its current state. Persons are disenfranchised, they are frustrated. If it is that the process to drop out of the union was even easier, trust me, comrade, many persons, we would be down from 11,000 even further than that. It's so sad. It is really a sad situation. And therefore, this is the reason why this election is of critical importance for the survival of public officers and how we go forward. Persons need to come out and vote for change. We believe, the United Public Officers and myself, we believe that this year, 2025, is definitely the year for change.
Now,
go ahead, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Now, past President Duke has been in the spotlight lately over not being able to collect his pension, so to speak. And he's expressing that he's in financial turmoil or hardship at this particular time. And a judge ruled recently that he should be paid until the matter is resolved. How do you think this matter is going to wind up?
Well, as the matter is before the courts, I wouldn't want to pronounce upon it, especially without having all the facts before me. However, there is a pension act in Trinidad and Tobago, and everyone must adhere to the rules of that pension act. It is the law, and persons will know or ought to know when, at what age they will be able to access a pension. And it is against that backdrop I would allow the courts to make a pronouncement on this issue, because as far as I am informed, my information is that Comrade Duke is going to challenge the decision of the court. So I don't want to make too much of a pronouncement on that. It is something that we will look at upon assuming the leadership of the PSA, but we are always guided by our laws of Trinidad and Tobago. We are always guided by that.
Comrade, what is your position on the offer of the government to the PSA with respect to salary increase?
Comrade, let me say for probably the 100th time and for the benefit of those persons who are probably now tuning into your program and did not hear me before, I have been very consistent with the position that I have articulated publicly. First and foremost, we believe at the United Public Officers that that 4% offer is a slap in the face of public officers. However, we are of the opinion that a referendum should take place because the decision-making of the PSA should not be subjected to a few persons sitting on Abercrombie Street in the head office of the PSA and making decisions on behalf of the entire membership. They are already not being seen, they're already not being heard from, and members are just like yourself listening to the media and sometimes hearing the PSA articulating a position. At the end of the day, comrade, no matter what decision the members take when we are in the leadership of the PSA, we will abide by the decision of the membership. But for our position is that we do not believe 4% is adequate. We believe that we should engage in fighting for the consolidation of COLA for all the members. But at the end of the day, we will give the membership through a referendum the authority to inform us on what direction the executive of the PSA should pursue.
Comrade, do you have a position as a presidential candidate for the PSA with respect to the OWTU joining up with the UNC in a coalition for the upcoming general election, as far as the PSA is concerned?
Yes, comrade, we do have a position. We would have discussed it at the level of the team, and we are very clear. Our position is a simple one. Our union, the Public Services Association, is a public sector union, and therefore our union must remain apolitical. Our union is similar to that of tutor, and regardless of whomsoever should lead the country at the national elections, we believe that the union must remain independent because they are members of the PSA who belong to either side of the political divide. And there are also members who do not and are not interested in supporting any of the above parties that are offering themselves for leadership of this country. So therefore, as a union that is apolitical, we will continue to hold that position so that we could speak to any government and stand up to any government on behalf of the members without us being in the back pockets of any one of them.
So, comrade, you have your position of your team is opposite to the current president's position because he has been seen on a platform with the UNC, correct?
Yes.
Right. So your team is opposed to being part of any coalition with any party in Trinidad and Tobago, whether it's the PNM or the UNC or NT or whoever.
That is correct, comrade. But further than that, comrade, I want you to be guided by our constitution. In the over 85 years that the PSA has been in existence, we have never, ever had a president, a sitting president, or an executive espousing that kind of political partisan positions. And what makes it even more concerning is the fact that the current president of the PSA did not bring that position to the General Council, nor did he bring that position to the conference of delegates for him to even get authorization to have such an opinion. We are not saying, nonetheless, that other unions, such as the OWTU or any other union that is interested or who are formed in the bowels of politics and would want to pursue that direction, we are saying they are a sovereign union. They could make those decisions if they are so minded. However, a public sector union of these likes like the PSA, tutor, prison officers association, fire officers association, all these public sector unions, we should always remain apolitical.
Comrade, normally in here, right, we normally take phone calls. We normally have people in the chat asking questions. So this is not questions from WZY 95.9 FM, and we didn't send people questions and tell them send in and ask Comrade this question. Because you know that radio station just tell people, set them up to call people whether they pro or con for the individual. So here is a question from someone from the chat, right? I don't know if you could see it on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a question from someone on the screen.
Right. The question states, Mr. Oral Saunders, do you support Jennifer Frederick, a member of your organization, that imbibes East Indians, that lambas East Indians on radio station? Comrades, let me state categorically that we are not associated with that young lady in any form, in any fashion, and we denounce anyone who would want to marginalize any sector of Trinidad and Tobago. Comrade, let me tell you how bad this is to me and how serious this is to me. My current family is of a different race in terms of my wife, my current wife. So I am not just calling ourselves United Public Officers. I practice that unity of purpose even in my home. So you will never, ever hear myself or the United Public Officers engaging in any activities that is divisive, especially one with a racial background.
Caller, you have a question for Comrade Saunders?
Was he talking? I was listening to him.
No, he finished. He finished. He finished.
Okay. Mr. Saunders, well, good afternoon, everybody. Tommy, everybody on the Wall Street, everybody on the chat.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Mr. Saunders, what does your constitution say about your being affiliated with a political party? I thought a union, as you said, is not supposed to be political unless I in it and I want to join, or you want to join, or whoever you want to join personally. But as a union, you cannot come on as a union, because if anything happens and you have to bargain, how could you bargain if you are in the union, if you are in the political party that wins the election? So you know, you cannot be political. So you all are leaving it like that. I mean, don't the people in your party know the Constitution? Your Constitution?
Thank you, caller. Thank you. Let him answer. Okay? Thanks. So, Mr. Saunders, what does the Constitution say about the PSA and politics and a political party? And someone said, Comrade Saunders, and I have it up on the screen. Who is this man trying to fool? All past leaders of the PSA have been politically lined. How do you address those two things?
Well, I would simply say to the comrade that would have made the statement that I'm seeing on the screen is that I cannot speak on behalf of former leaders of the PSA. I could only speak about the constitution of our union, and I am saying quite categorically that no other president of the PSA, at least over the past 25 years that I have been active in the PSA, would we have heard a president make any public statements aligning the PSA with any political party, especially partisan politics. So the comrade sister who would have taken the time out to call us, and I appreciate that. I want her to be aware, comrade sister, for the record, let me just reiterate the union, and let me just read to you what are the aims and objects of our union. The aims and this is our third rule in our constitution. It says here, the objects of the association shall be A, to promote and to protect the interests and welfare of its members. B, to promote a cordial relationship between its members and government and to settle disputes amicably whenever possible. C, to improve the service generally. D, to provide benefits to its members. E, to promote liaison with other associations or groups having similar aims and objects. And F, to do all such lawful things as are incidental or conducive to the attainment of the above objects or any of them. In addition to these objects, comrade sister, what I would want you to know is that the PSA, unlike many other unions, we are enshrined in the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago. So in the Constitution, we are the recognized union, and it was placed there in a particular way, in a particular framework, which means that we must liaise with whichever government that is in power. So for the union to pursue a partisan political agenda is inconsistent with the Civil Service Act, and it is also inconsistent with our own constitution of the PSA.
Yeah, we have another caller. Caller, you have a question for Comrade Saunders?
Okay, Mr. Worship.
Yes.
And Mr. Saunders. You see, you're a part of the political team. You know, with Sister Joyna on the team?
No, she's not.
Yeah,
yeah, he says she's not on his team. Yes, he said she's not on his team.
All right.
All right, cool. Yeah, you know, Comrade Saunders,
yes.
Let me be honest, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. Jennifer Frederick is a PNM activist on radio station, right? If the PNM tell her jump, she just say how high to jump. Right? So people are asking you these questions because of you are running for president of the PSA. And being that she's an activist on radio, you know, people want to know, well, what is your association with her? That's why the person asks the question. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, of course. And I appreciate that. You know, at the end of the day, this is what your program is also about. It is not just about entertainment. It's about providing information and for us to educate persons on issues that they may not be aware of. So therefore, I am making it lucidly clear this time. Let me say it slower. The comrade sister or anyone, although it is their right to follow whichever political party is of their choice. However, when it comes to the leadership of the PSA, we would want to divorce ourselves from any individuals who they believe that their partisan party is more important or of greater value to them than the membership of the PSA. And this is why the United Public Officers have stood out from the rest, because we are the only team that has been consistently saying our union ought to be apolitical. So whether it is Dr. Rowley, whether it is Mr. Stuart Young, whether it is Mrs. Kamla Prasad-Bissessa, whomsoever, whether it is Gary Griffith, it matters not to us. Our constitution is clear. I would have just read our aims and objectives of our union, and we will follow our constitution to a T, because we believe this direction that some persons in the trade union movement are pursuing, it does not benefit the membership. It benefits the individuals, the leaders, but it does not benefit the membership. And we are about everything that is to the benefit of our members. So right now, comrades, the members are crying out for poor representation. Let's give, for example, our comrades attached to the NIB. They have a matter that is before the courts in terms of a salary agreement, which they would have hammered out over many hours with the management, where they would have settled on a 9% salary increase. And to our consternation, the government has not agreed to pay this out, and they have sent it to the courts. And therefore, we will be pursuing this matter aggressively, and we are prepared to go all the way to the Privy Council against any government that doesn't want to agree with our position, the membership's position, that we would have negotiated in good faith. We would have gotten this percentage increase for our members. The management agreed. They would have budgeted funds to pay the new salaries, to pay the back pay, but yet it has not materialized. And we shall pursue this aggressively because that is the aims and objectives of the PSA, to ensure that we do all within our power to the benefit, to the welfare of our membership. And that is what our focus will be on. It is not about me using the membership to catapult myself into national politics. I have no time for that. We have too much work to do. There are too many persons who are aggrieved and persons who have several grievances that are being unaddressed. And we intend to address every single one of those issues. So therefore, we will have no time for partisan politics.
Now, there's another a person, Una Lynn says, United Public Officers, the only team to make PSA work again.
Well said. That is actually our mantra. Because, comrade, what you may not be aware of is that the PSA, we consider this executive the laziest executive that has ever sat at the helm of the PSA. As I indicated to you, our membership is down. Our office in Tobago has not been rebuilt, despite monies being passed for such. Our offices in San Fernando has not been rebuilt. We are renting office spaces. We used to have a PSA office in Arima. We used to have a PSA office in Chaguanas, trying to reach to the members to make it easier for them to get the representation they deserve. And all of these things have fallen flat. So we will, comrade, with the help of the public and more so the membership, place our union and the membership, make that be our sole focus by making the PSA work again.
Now, I put up a comment here, but I'm trying to understand this comment. If you were not the president, right? That's what I'm trying to understand. It says, Saunders, I once said to you that the union should come for the PNM years ago. You responded, nah, boy, I can't show up my government. And I'm trying to understand I'm just trying to understand this. So kind of let me understand this, because I would think, right, that if you are the president of an organization, you will be the one can have an impact as far as what kind of avenue the organization takes. So I don't know if you might know this person personally, but they put it in the chat, so maybe you want to address that.
Well, comrade, let me say this, sir. There are some persons in our society, when they wake up on a morning, before they say their prayers, they make up their minds to cause janjat or couture. And that is clearly an example of such, because I would never, ever hold such a position, especially if it is my intention was to lead the PSA. And let me go so far to say this, comrade. I have been around several presidents, a couple of presidents, and I would have seen what worked, but more so, I would have seen what did not work. And that partisan road that Mr. Duke would have gone on, the current president is also trying to pursue that road based on what his statements have been publicly made. That has not been to the benefit of the membership. So therefore, I would be an idiot to follow with that example, because it simply does not work. In psychiatry, we have a saying: if you do the same thing over and over, but you expect a different result, we call that madness. And I will not be a part of that madness, nor will my team, because my team comprises of different persons from various ministries, departments, and we have discussed this at great length. So the United Public Officers position has been very much in line with the constitution of the PSA. Comrades who are listening, if it is all of our leaders adhere to the constitution of the PSA, if all of our leaders address the issues within the PSA, we will have absolutely no time to engage in partisan politics.
Comrade Saunders, Tommy, were you going to say something?
No,
okay.
not that. Yeah.
Comrade Saunders.
Yes, comrade.
You know that Leroy Boutis is the current president of the PSA, right?
Yes.
If they were to ask you, what are 3 things that the United Public Officers will bring to the forefront for the members of the PSA that is different from what the current president is bringing? What would you say?
Comrade, we have several things, but I'll start by simply addressing it from the frontal position. The first thing that we will be doing is divorcing ourselves from partisan political interests, meaning to say that our approach to trade unionism and the leadership of the PSA will be quite different to the current administration, because our focus will be on hearing, listening, and following the instructions of our members. That is the number one thing that is not taking place in our union. We will deal, for example, the group health plan. Members have been complaining that their checks that are supposed to be rebated to them are taken in some instances over 2 years for them to receive it. We will be meeting with the Ministry of Finance as well as the providers of the group health plan, because our intentions is to ensure that we find out what has been the challenges for the provider resulting in these exorbitant delays of persons receiving their checks. Most importantly, we are going to engage aggressively with an educational plan. Comrades, you may be shocked to know that the very last time the PSA would have sent any of its members for training in industrial relations or even occupational safety and health was in the year 2009. With the PSA, we used to have a relationship with the Cipriani Labor College. So we would have invited every new member on a quarterly basis up to the headquarters of the PSA, where they would have been given an introduction to industrial relations, a 2-day program. Then we would have had a 5-day program where they would have graduated to, and then they would have been eligible to go to the 10-week training program at the Cipriani Labor College. The last time that took place was in the year 2008, 2009. So we have over a decade of representatives who have not been educated in industrial relations, in occupational health and safety standards. And I dare so we will also go further into the HR practices, because we must move with the times. We must recognize that the HR departments, human resources departments of all ministries have continued to advance in terms of their education, in terms of what their agendas are. And as a respected and responsible leader, we will ensure that all of our members are educated to meet these challenges. Fourthly, what we are going to do, it is one of the most Herculean tasks that exists, but we are committed to doing it. We are going to ensure that every single government office, let me repeat, every single government office in Trinidad and Tobago, including all of the schools, secondary schools, etc., you all will have a PSA representative. That person is going to be charged with the responsibility of explaining to you what are grievances, what are your rights, and more importantly, what are your responsibilities as a member of the PSA. And therefore, these, along with several other ideas, we are going to be bringing forward to the union, that we will improve in our intellectual capacity in industrial relations so we can meet the challenges. But even more importantly than all of those, we will be more visible, so that we will be meeting more regularly in person, not virtually, with our members. We are going to place every single member of the PSA in a geographical region. And in every region, we will have an executive committee that will also be trained, and an executive officer will be assigned to you, and you all will be having regular in-person meetings so we could deal with what are the issues that are affecting you. We are going to also start back up with the JCC, which is the Joint Consultative Committee, Circular 1 of 1973, because that was a tool developed many, many moons ago, decades ago, to ensure that there is a continued sharing of ideas and dealing with grievances at the non-crisis level. those are just some of the ideas that we are going to immediately move upon to make our union more effective, more visible, and representation being at the pivotal point of being at the leadership and being the most important issue to this new executive led by Comrade Saunders and United Public Officers.
Caller, you have a question for Comrade Saunders?
Yes, I do.
Caller, you got to turn down your computer.
All right, because I was hearing on the phone. It's my turn?
Yeah, what's your question for Comrade Saunders?
Right, Mr. Saunders, I like what I'm hearing. I don't know if you will win and if others would have the same view as you. Now, if a union is going to support a government or opposition, my question is, because it is not illegal, it is very unethical. Shouldn't there be some kind of consensus, some kind of vote, rather than, just because you're the leadership and you like this party or like that party, you go to the... Shouldn't there be some kind of consensus, some kind of vote before you do that, rather than doing that disrespectful thing and saying that you're going to support this one or that one?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade, for your question. What an excellent contribution, Comrade, you are so right. That is the way a responsible union functions. But remember what I said a while ago. In terms of the PSA's constitution and us being a public sector union, that vote that you are talking about should not even arise. It should not even arise. Because from the time you, in a public sector union, as the leadership of that union, from the time you start to practice a selective type of alliance with political parties, what happens? What happens is this. The persons who are politically opposed to your view, they start to feel alienated. They drop out of the PSA, which is what we would have seen over the years. And no time the union could be as effective as it ought to be because the union is not united. You see, the union, a public sector union, Comrade, is supposed to be an environment where there is absolutely no discrimination, whether it is your political beliefs, whether it is your ethnic background, your geographical location. A union is supposed to be like a melting pot where all persons who are members come together with one aim, one objective, and that objective is to do all in our power that is legally lawful to advance the position of each other as members of the PSA. So it is not in our best interest to ever engage in partisan politics, because from the time we go down that road, we are dividing ourselves, we are weakening our own structure, so that the term which you must know, which is a term called solidarity, is no longer existing. And there cannot be a union without solidarity. We have to be in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Tobago. We have to be in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Wassa. We have to be in solidarity with persons from the statutory authorities. And we have to be in solidarity with persons from the central civil service. And it's when we are all united together, will any government respect us? One, and we will now be in a better position to advance what are our aims and our desires and our demands. We must be united. So therefore, we coined the name United Public Officers, because that is exactly our philosophy, and that is exactly what we are, united.
Comrade Saunders, in the last 2 minutes that we got, first of all, let me thank you so much for taking the time to join us here at WZYE 95.9 FM on Sunday Talk. Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. And so before you go, any closing words or message you have to send to the people? Let me take this call before we go. 1 minute. Caller, welcome. You have about a minute, caller. You have a question for Comrade Saunders?
Yeah, well, I have a question for Mr. Saunders. Mr. Saunders, good evening.
Good day, my comrade.
Now, Wall Street, you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Right. This is a very important broadcast that they would have had here today with the comrade. And why it is important is that I'm sure Oral Saunders would have known about the tripartite powers: government, union and business. Now, extreme measures would have been taken to the Constitution to see that they respect these powers on them. Now, Roger, all of them, union have a power that government don't have. And it's supposed to be respected right down.
Renison, hold on, eh? Do me a favor, just hold for a minute. We have to go for a quick break at the top of the hour, and we're gonna have the comrades stay with us, for a little longer to hear your question. So stick with us. Let's go for a quick break, folks. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you, and Comrade Saunders, who have joined us here on Sunday Talk. We're gonna go for a quick station break, and we'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere. Stick and stay. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and Comrade Saunders, and you. Be right.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you at Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, Comrade Saunders, and you, WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Folks, don't forget, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509. That's 973-609.
Hold on. Go ahead, Tommy. Tommy, go ahead.
Yeah, we can be also reached at 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509. Don't forget to share the live. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Renison. What was the question again for Comrade Saunders?
Right. So, I'm going to come right up to the point. Now, we would have seen the union join with the political entities at this point in time. Right? Now, a problem arises in which we was trying to inform people concerning. Now, these union representatives and them, just like I put them, remember, there's not a political party. Now, specifically within the Point 14 and Library area, people know them to be union reps. What I want to know, Amata, seeing that just like all the other parties would have presented their candidates, we're going up to election and so by. Now that process wasn't done in Library and Point 14. What do you think, Comrade Saunders, of the move specifically in that nature? What you find? Is it ethical or unethical? That is a question.
All right, thank you. Comrade Saunders, you put you on the spot there, buddy.
Yeah, Comrade Renison is here now. But all I would say, Comrade Renison, is this: you can't want to be in a democracy without practicing democratic principles and having a democratic philosophy. So therefore, it is similar to the PSA in terms of the decision-making process. Members are being, prevented, stymied from being a part of the democratic process and having a say in the direction the union goes. So we will always say that anything that is undemocratic, that the membership does not give authorization, that the constitution of our union does not allow, we will stay far from it and say it is unethical, because we have a constitution and we have a membership to respect. So I hope that answers your question, Comrade Renison.
No.
Right. So just before you go, there was a question here from JB Harper. Is there any room for Watson Duke return to the PSA?
Well, at present, Mr. Duke isn't a member of the Public Services Association, but he would have been a former president. And if it is, I am the president of the PSA after the elections, there may, I'm not seeing it in the foreseeable future, but it is important for presidents to be able to speak with one another. There are other former presidents like Comrade Sister Jennifer Baptiste Primus. There's the other presidents in terms of who are alive still, thank God. We could, like, example, Brother Weatherhead. So there may be incidents or situations where I could, try to reach out to these persons, or I will always have the doors open if it is those individuals are desirous of reaching out to shed some light, to share their experience, to share their knowledge, if at all, in a particular situation. The doors of the United Public Officers and the PSA, led by Comrade Saunders, will always be open. But Mr. Duke, at present, is not a member of.
Hold on. Caller, you have a question for Comrade Saunders?
Yeah.
What's the question?
Don't you believe that many union leaders associated with the ruling party, but they don't want to come out plain and say that to get things done?
Okay, thanks,
You
caller.
follow me?
Yeah. Let him answer. Comrade Saunders, you heard the question, right?
Well, I really cannot get into the minds of those persons. If they do so, as the caller indicated, they do so at their own peril, because I would have explained quite, in great detail. When that happens, it never really benefits the membership. It only benefits the individual leaders. And we are not about that. We are simply a public sector union, and the amount of grievances that are outstanding in the PSA at present, we have a lot of work to do, and therefore we have no time for partisan politics.
So, Comrade, Dinesh Murat says the lady who made the comment is not a supporter of the UPO, United Public Officers, is the only team with persons of diverse background put up to represent the members.
Yes.
If you address that.
Yes, the United Public Officers, what we try to do is to really go as diverse as humanly possible to build that team. Our only regret is that we were unable to get someone from WASA to be a part of that team, and it is not from a lack of trying. We did try to get someone from WASA, but because of the current executives' hold and stranglehold and their network in WASA, persons are being oppressed and they are fearful to stand up. But I want the WASA workers to know that I see you, I hear you, and I am speaking to some persons in the background, but they have not volunteered to be a part of the executive committee as yet. But upon our victory, we are going to deal specifically with an audit in the bypassing of so many persons who were eligible for a permanent appointment, so many workers who would have been bypassed in the instance of promotions because they didn't play ball with the current executive of the PSA. We are saying enough of the oppression. We are going to bring a stop to it. We are going to give the WASA workers an opportunity to be free again. We are going to break those chains of oppression, because we are hearing the complaints, and those complaints are affecting persons negatively, and therefore they will be supporting the United Public Officers team. And I want the WASA workers to know that we will be supporting them 100% with all the other unions. There's so many things to say about it, but as the time draws closer, we will continue to campaign, and we want them to be free to reach out to us, because the doors of the United Public Officers, it's always open.
Comrade, we have a voice note. I think this is a question. Let me play this voice note. Let me see if you can hear this.
Thank you, Wall Street. I just wanted to find out if Mr. Saunders is only staying this hour, or he's going. Or I thought he was going through for the rest of the program, or did he give you just an hour of his time? You know, you must.
I love that comment, sister. I love that comment, sister.
That's a person who have always been with us here. That we call him Miss Atlanta. You know, Mr. Atlanta. Yeah. You know, so you know, but I think what's important, Comrade Saunders, is that we have many different people in here that talks about, what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. And we know when we talk about the PSA, the first thing comes to most people's mind is that, the percentage that was offered to the government, and they didn't take it, and then Leroy Batiste, on a platform, with the other unions and supporting a political party. So I mean, and you say that the United Public Officers, wouldn't go down that political line, even though there will be people who are members who are supporting different parties.
Yes.
You understand? But when it comes to the PSA, is that
Well
there's a
said.
united front inside the
Well
PSA
said.
as far as the UPA is concerned. Let's take this other call. Caller, you have a question for Comrade Saunders?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Hanson. Good evening, Mr. Tommy. Good evening, Mr. Saunders. Well, Mr. Saunders, I wish you all the best in the election.
Thank you, comrade.
If you win, and you go to, could I just say, the wrong table, that you go to the wrong table, you don't get caught in the web of politics. And I hope you keep neutral, and we have it on record here that you say he is neutral. So we will go back to the tapes. When you do become president, we'll have the facts there to show it.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Well said, comrade. Well said. Well said.
Yeah. You wanna. So I guess what the person is saying is that I seen a number here. Oh, Tommy.
Yes.
Take this for 1 minute. I just want to answer this call.
Yeah, Mr. Saunders, I know you're apolitical, but you may have a shopping list, and a political organization may choose to be offering you, so to speak, a sweetheart deal on some of what you are proposing to do. What does that do? Doesn't that make you and your membership lean towards that particular organization?
Well, comrade, that's a very good position that you have advanced. But you see, persons tend to think in Trinidad and Tobago that the president or the leader of the union has a greater say than the rest of its members, and that is any union that is not performing and functioning democratically and appropriately for a public sector union. Comrade, at the end of the day, when we engage in negotiations, it is not oral Saunders that is going to be signing off on anything. Our constitution is clear. We will have a negotiating committee which comes out of the General Council in collaboration with the executive committee. We sit with the CPO or different managements and different boards to negotiate the best position that the members would agree to. Notice what I said, the members, so that no matter which government is in power, as long as a position has been advanced on behalf of that government, it is not appropriate or in keeping with the tenets of good industrial relations principles and practices for a president to venture out on his own volition, his own frolic, to say yes or no. What will happen is that I will always have to speak to my executive committee in the first instance. If it is my position is agreed upon by the executive committee, then we bring it towards the General Council, where it will be debated. If it is the General Council has a better idea, we have to abandon ours. If it is they think we could add to the idea, we move forward with that idea. But there must never be a point where a president can go out on their own frolic to make decisions on behalf of over 40, 50,000 people without their consent, without their approvals. And sadly, this has been the modus operandi of the Public Services Association. From this current executive to even when it was led by Mr. Watson Duke at that time, decisions would have been made in the absence of authorization from the General Council and ratified at the level of the Conference of Delegates. They are my superior beings. I work for them. They do not work for me. So that is the way how we will be conducting our affairs at the United Public Officers in the PSA's executive.
We have another caller. Caller, thanks for holding. What's your question for Comrade Saunders?
It's not really a question, but more of a, commenting him on the great job he's been doing.
Okay. Where you calling us from, caller?
Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, go ahead.
He's here right now live.
Say that again, caller.
Is he hearing me right now?
Yeah, he's hearing you.
Hey, Comrade Saunders.
Yes, comrade.
I'd like to commend Comrade Oral Saunders and the good job he's been doing. I'm not surprised to see the man you've become today. I've known you since we were young, and you've always stood for the people.
Yeah.
A man of principle. And I just want to say I'm proud of you, brother. I'm really, really proud of you. This is your boy Damani, your neighbor.
Oh, right.
Good job. And I can see that you're a man for the people. That's all I have to say. Keep doing it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, comrade. And that is an example of the longevity of my track record, comrade. Persons would have known me. I came into the PSA many years ago, comrade, and I actually was the chairman of the youth arm. I like to say just a couple of years ago, but I was the chairman of the youth arm, and then I moved up because I was given the opportunity by the then executive to learn and to grow in the organization. And in this election, I am seeing persons who would never have worked in the PSA or even in their own sections to help build their own sections, and now they want to be the leadership of the PSA, and that could never be so. You must earn your keeps. You must do the hard work, spend the years, spend the hours, and I would have suffered tremendously because persons may recall that over the years I was actually thrown out of the PSA as a member. I was expelled, and I would have had to approach the courts of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank God for the courts of Trinidad and Tobago. And I would have been able to be reinstated to being a member of the PSA. And I'm repeating this or bringing it to the attention of those persons who are viewing and listening to understand that this is the character of the leader you are getting in the PSA once we are elected, because we understand that persons have their grievances and they ought to be represented fairly and effectively. And therefore, the team of persons that I have surrounded myself with, they are very diverse. We have persons like Comrade Akil, Comrade Danish, Comrade Sister Majida, so many, Comrade Sister Bishram. We have a unique group of persons. We have a superior amount of candidates, a group of candidates. We have an effective campaign, and we know for a fact that the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and more so the public servants, they desire change. They cannot continue along this perilous path of poor representation. They need a change, and they need a positive change, not an exchange.
I guess you couldn't have said it any better, Comrade Saunders. So we are very happy that you could have joined us here and here on Sunday Talk. And you're welcome to come back here anytime, because
thank you, comrade.
You're a person, you ain't afraid to answer the tough questions. Because we have sometimes we just bring guests in here that just tiptoe around Bali's house.
Yeah, no.
That just tiptoe. And we like to get our audience and our chat and the people involved, because they will have questions. For example, look, the gentleman who was just listening. I mean, a man listening to us in Brooklyn. So that's just to show you never know. You never know. So he's listening in Brooklyn and he calls in for the first time. That's a first time caller, because he heard you, and he has some past relationship with you as far as where you guys lived and so on.
Yeah.
And he was kind of vouching for the type of person that you are. So you never know.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your efforts to comrade, because you all are keeping it real and really, as I said, this program, this platform that you all have developed in collaboration even with Comrade Sister Isha Wells, you all are not just about entertainment. You all are about providing information, challenging the status quo. You know,
Correct.
persons who are offering themselves for leadership. You are challenging those persons and you are getting them on record. So anytime in the future, if it is they should deviate from what they would have spoken on your program, you could pull the record and say, listen, when we had you here, you indicated this was your position. Why has it changed? Why have you not fulfilled your promise to the people? And therefore, I see your work, comrade, as being extremely important and giving us that platform. We are indeed thankful, the United Public Officers team, to be able to reach out, to speak to our members, to speak to the international community, so that they will understand that the election, the importance of this election come Monday, the 10th of March. And just for the record, this is not like any ordinary election where you're just voting for Comrade Oral Saunders. No, I cannot do this job on my own. You have to vote 13 times. 13 times. Our symbol is the star. The reason why we chose that symbol is because that symbol is a natural form of light. The PSA has functioned in darkness for far too long. And we want persons to know that when you get into that voting booth, you are pressing that X 13 times wherever you see a name under Oral Saunders with that symbol of a star. You know, you could recall in years, many years ago, when we didn't have electricity and persons were lost, they used to plan their direction in the night by looking up to the stars to find out their way home, what movement they would go, what direction they will go in. And that is why we chose that star. So from the time you see Oral Saunders and you see that symbol of the star, you are voting 13 times, 13 X's coming straight down to support this movement of change that has captured Trinidad and Tobago and has excited public officers, nurses, WASA workers, NIB workers, persons in all the statutory, the civil service. They are, they are anxious to see the changes. They want their group health plan dealt with. They want their grievances dealt with. They want to make sure that the PSA has activities. I mean, when last did you all ever see the PSA showing any form of charity to any of our members? Years ago, we used to have, little programs where we had sports and family day committees. We used to have a queen pageant. We used to have all types of activities to build the membership, to bring solidarity, so that whether you're in Tobago and whether somebody is working in Cedros or Point Fortin, the union would have been the melting spot where persons would come together and we would debate issues and challenge one another. That is the type of environment we want to recreate, because we may not be able to pay for every member's child's school uniform and books, but any little help, the membership, which continues to languish, and this is something we didn't talk about, but it is very critical. At present, public officers are languishing on 2013 salaries, and persons want some form of relief. They want the negotiations to come to an end so we could move on. But at the end of the day, we will only do what the members instruct the PSA to do. So you're voting 13 times, and you are voting for change. You are voting for Comrade Oral Saunders and the United Public Officers team.
As you said that, Comrade Saunders, someone says, could you ask Mr. Saunders how much increase the public service employee deserve at this time?
Well, I wouldn't want to, to entrap myself, as I would have said to you all a while ago, as in what is a percentage. To me, the percentage is just a formality. We are looking at the entire approach to the negotiations, where we will not be engaged in partisan politics, as I would have said a while ago, and that we will pursue the consolidation of COLA, which is extremely important. But at the end of the day, that referendum, because this is such a divisive issue, there are persons who are totally against the current offer on the table, and then there are persons who are saying, Comrade Saunders, just sign and let us move on. So what we have agreed on at the United Public Officers is that we will, within 7 days of getting into office, we are going to develop that mechanism to engage the members via a referendum where they could tell us exactly what they want. We believe we must return the ownership of the PSA back to its rightful owners, which is the members, and that any direction the union decides to go upon or go into, it must be done with the support and solidarity of our membership. And that is exactly what we intend to do. So it will be based on principle negotiations, an intelligent approach. But we of ourselves as the union, we need to build back our solidarity, because that is where the strength of the PSA lies, and it is lacking at present. So we will build back that solidarity and give the members the opportunity to say exactly what they want.
And someone asked, Reshma, Scarlett, Mr. Saunders, can you identify where your team members are from?
Sure. I'm sorry I don't have a picture here with me, but I can say that, for example, our first vice president, Comrade Sister Majida Mohammed, she's a public health inspector, so she falls under the PHIs. Our second vice president is a comrade by the name of Comrade Ellis Clark. He's from Tobago. And we would have given him that senior position, because we do not want our comrades in Tobago to feel left out in any form and fashion. We are also giving that comrade, which is his members in Tobago, the autonomy to chart their own direction as well. You know, the autonomy story, autonomy is in the air, and Tobago is clamoring for some level of autonomy. The United Public Officers team, we are going to give the Tobagonians position of autonomy to direct their affairs, their own affairs. In terms of our general secretary, is Comrade Sister Bisram. She is from the legal affairs, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. And Comrade Akil Nanku, he's from the meteorological services. And we have Comrade Johnny Bihari. He's our treasurer, because the PSA's accounts are in a total mess. We had to bring on a professional who is well schooled in terms of accounting principles, so that we will know exactly where the money went, where it is, and how we are going to go forward to getting it back. In terms of our IROs, we have Comrade Sister Corel. She is also Corel O'Brady. She is coming from the NIB. We have Comrade Naris, a young comrade. He has joined us. He's coming from HDC. We have Comrade Danish Maraj, a name well known in South Trinidad, a real grassroots community activist. He is from the Ministry of Agriculture. We have Comrade Ainsley Williams, who's an attendant, a hospital attendant coming out from the Ministry of Health, but he is stationed at the North Central Regional Health Authority. We have Comrade Kojo. He's also from planning. And we have two of our trustees. Comrade Benny is from the Ministry of Education, but he works out in schools. And we have our comrade sister, someone who I am very much happy. She's from immigration, and she is a very serious individual coming to bring her expertise. And she will be a blessing to the union and to all the immigration officers that are with us. So, as I said before, it's a very, very, very diverse group of persons.
You get Carol Antoine. Carol Antoine, did you call her?
Carol no, we don't. But that's O'Brady.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
O'Brien.
O'Brien, yes. She's from NIB. And Comrade Sister Olive, that's the person I was talking about from the immigration department. A beautiful human being, very serious, but a very beautiful human being. So, as I said, if you look at our lineup, it is very diverse. And one of the great things about us is that we would have made sure we supported the industrial relations portfolios by using, we call that the engine room. So we have two very much experienced individuals and qualified, highly qualified persons in the General Secretary and the Deputy General Secretary. Comrade Akil Nanku is actually pursuing his master's. He is on scholarship from the ILO. So the level of commitment and knowledge he's bringing to that portfolio, members will benefit. And in terms of Comrade Sister Bisram, she would have actually worked with Mr. Watson Duke in his tenure, but she was one of the persons who stood out as one of the brightest and most committed persons, and therefore I would have had to go and find her and beg her to come back to the union to fulfill her mandate and her desires, because persons wanted to serve, but things just have been so much awry that they got sidetracked, and they really want to function in an environment that nurtures development, that nurtures solidarity. And that is what we want to bring to the PSA, because it is sorely lacking that sense of purpose.
So, Comrade Saunders, we want to thank you so very kindly for taking the time to join us here this evening, and we want to thank you so much, and we want to thank Isha Wells for bringing you to us.
Thank you.
She was, when Isha Wells talk, you had to listen. When the
the queen of talk, we call her the queen of talk.
Correct is right. The queen of talk call and says, Wall Street, I have a person I would like you to take. I say, anything you say, no problem, man. And we sorry we couldn't have her, but she has other responsibilities she had to do today. But I shall thank you very much for bringing us, Comrade Saunders. So, Comrade Saunders, any closing words before you go?
Yes, thank you so much. On behalf of my entire team, the United Public Officers, we would like to thank you all for the spending some time with us and giving us the opportunity to share some of the ideas. There are many things that we would have liked to get into, but unfortunately, time did not permit. But one thing I want to reinforce into the minds of all public officers and even our viewers, persons who are looking on at the program, you may be a member of the PSA and you must come out and vote, because you cannot expect a change to take place if you stay at home and you do not participate in the change. We must be the change that we want to see. You all have been complaining about the direction the PSA is currently going in, and we would have listened to you all. I would have tried my best to bring one team alone against the executive. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way. It wasn't from a lack of trying, but at the end of the day, we tried to put together a diverse group of persons who are knowledgeable, persons who are experienced, and persons who are dedicated to working for you and on your behalf. We will listen to you. We will abide by your decisions. We are going to remain apolitical, and we are going to be that change you want us to see. You could get back the ownership of your union by voting 13 times on Monday, the 10th of March, 2025, in the Public Services Association's national election. Make sure you tell a friend and a friend tell another friend. We are supporting Comrade Oral Saunders. He's the people's choice. He has been around the PSA for far too long, and now it's his time. It is his time with his team for us to rebuild the PSA. And we are focused on representation, focused on you, the member of the PSA. Thank you, gentlemen, once again. Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, public officers, and our international viewers. Thank you all for sharing your Sunday afternoon with us this afternoon. It has been a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to coming back on another occasion. Whenever the door is open, I will be there. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you. Comrade Saunders, right before you go, someone was asking where they can see your manifesto.
Yes, you can see my manifesto. You just have to go up on our Facebook account and look for the United Public Officers team. Like our page, follow us, share our page. All the information, how to vote, where to vote will be presented. If it is you want to find out if your name is on the voters list, come on that Facebook page and you will get all the instructions. If it is you have some advice to share with us, we also welcome that. Even if it is to tell me, Oral, I didn't like how you answered, or Oral, I think you could improve, feel free to come onto that page and message us. We will always listen, and we will always be guided by what is in your best interest and what it is you, the member, want from us at the PSA.
Mr.
Thank you, Comrade Saunders.
We want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Thank you.
Thank you, comrades.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All the best.
Right.
Good luck.
God bless and see you all.
Yeah.
Same to you.
So there you have it, folks. The presidential candidate for the PSA, Comrade Oral Saunders, boy. Yeah. Tommy, sometimes you don't wonder if Slimy went up on SpaceX and they left his brain up there when the plane. No, serious. I just wonder if Slimy went up on SpaceX and they left his brains up in Mars, and they just bring back his body. Serious. No, listen to him. Listen to him. Watch. He don't have a website. But not only that, listen to Slimy. Right? Something wrong with them, I'm telling you. Boy, look, Slimy. No, sir. This is a UNC channel. They were telling you, Slimy went on SpaceX. Right? And when he reached up there, Elon Musk tell him, hey, Slimy, you're going back down, you're just going back down as slim, because we taking the EY and we leaving it up, we leaving it up there. Yeah, and then they send him back. And when he come back now, no, see, anyway. I think I just saw a voice. I'm going to take this voice, though.
Hey, Mr. Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. Yeah. Instead of calling guns and ammunition where people using as terrorists, right? Threats. Why did they still call the gangs as terrorists and lock up all of them? Because it's them who's the one terrorizing the people with the guns and thing and killing one another.
Correct.
That's what they should have been doing. Come drop the ball on that tower. Trinidad have a gang culture here. Where the gangs are perpetrating most of these crime and shooting up the place and murdering with these high power rifles and weapons. So that is what they should have been doing. Calling the gangs terrorists and lock up all of them. Throw away the key like what the president of El Salvador do. You lock up every gang member in that country. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Yeah, man. Tommy?
Yep.
What's your take on that?
That makes good sense.
I mean, that's why I'm asking, because that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
That's one way to deal with it.
Yeah. That makes sense. Sometimes we were like Slimy to make sense like that. You have him holler at me. I'll get him my website. Slimy, I'm sorry, yeah. I cannot let somebody holler at you for our website. Seriously. Nah. And then they go say, when you finish building the website, they will call me back and say, Wall Street, Daisy man, you sent me to build a website, boy? Really? Tommy, you think I want to do that?
If Slimy wants to advertise his service, he can do so. Not just that, but he knows where to find Mr. Saunders on Facebook.
Yeah, I Mr. Florida, you ever work for Slimy?
But Mr. Slim, if that man has to build a website for me, I would rather ask Spider build one for me. Yeah? I will take that weapons. But good evening, Mr. Slim. Good evening, Mr. Tommy. Good evening to all the callers, all the Texas, everybody in the line.
Same to you.
Everybody here through a broad base. But Mr. Slim, I like Mr. Saunders. See, he's a man, he speaks, and he's new, and I'm glad he say he's not going to be with no politics. He's for the people. And I think that is something that we need right now. We need like all these permanent secretaries and all these, we need to change them and bring younger people with a little bit of integrity, so we could have a change going on. Because as I said, we have the same thing over and over, the same system over and over, and expect a different result. And it was very refreshing to hear somebody young, somebody with a different prospect come on the program and and see that he wants to give back the power to the people. And that is what we need. But Mr. Hansen, you sure Slimy ever had a brain?
Yeah, he had one.
No, I feel all he have in his head is dark matter. That is why he really deserves the brain space.
Now, yeah, man. Bless. Slimy say he building the Guile TV website. Boop. Okay. Slimy. Today, Tommy. Anyway, let me stop, Let me stop. I will stop it right here. All right, let me send back. I appreciate the opportunity. I subscribe to your channel. Great program. So, folks, we want to thank all those that got us over 10,000 subscribers. And we're going to continue to try to bring you as much information out of Trinidad as possible. And not just with these programs, but also streaming programs to you, the people all across the world, especially all the people that logged on to us last night with the semifinal Skinner Park in Skinner Park. And we had quite a bit of people. We had problems getting the video, but we ended up with the audio. But we want to thank all those people that actually logged in and stayed with us. Tommy, I don't understand something, boy.
What is it?
Tommy, you gotta help me here. I don't want to help from Patty. I don't want to help from Slimy. I don't want to help from Gordon Joseph. I don't want to help from PNM Fox. I don't want to help from Altier. I don't want to help from them. Right? Tommy, our program starts 2 o'clock in the evening and finish 12 a.m. in the morning. What other planet that has happened, Tommy?
Yeah, it's a tall order.
Oh my, tall order. You'd be 1,000 watt bulb in 25 watt. 25. Tommy, now help me.
No, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely
10 hours, Tommy.
It's ridiculous. It's hard on the judges. It's hard on the musicians. It's tough.
And then, Tommy, they had a commercial, right? And a fella suggests this. What was the name, boy? Soca to Soca. I think that was his name. Tommy, does Trinidad and Tobago know about double screen? Where you have the commercial on one screen, like how the two of us here, you have you on one screen and you have me on the other screen.
Yeah.
Don't they know about you could do the commercial over here and you could have the Calypsonian singing over here? You think they know about that?
Of course they do.
Nah, they can't know about that. Oh, let me take this call. Brooklyn, welcome.
Hey, what you talking to me the evening again?
Yeah.
Well, I listen, and you see, I disagree with your uncle Tommy with that religious city. You know why? Because Trinidad and Tobago is the greatest place in the world. And I'm going to tell you this. The reason why things like that around Carnival take so long, even down to the panorama, is the same process. It's because of the amount of talented people in the country. The amount of talented people. We cannot leave half behind and just take half. We try to accommodate all. So therefore, when you have so much at one point in time and you only have one day to make a competition, therefore, you would put everybody to compete and take as long as possible until they could probably come down to the best 10 out of 200. So you don't want to put it 2 or 3 days and drag it. You want an impact show because there's a lot going on at the same time around Carnival time. So that is the one. And I think it's just, as I say, no way in the world they could find that. We're just different. And that's why we have it like that, and it have never changed. To say that you have the Calypso more for 3-4 days, dragging it like that to make it boring. So when everybody could go from 12 o'clock in the day, Skinner Park, and leave one next day, and you go with your cool drinks, you go with your food, you go with your whole crew, it's like a celebration. And with all that stress on the rolling, sometimes we need to celebrate for 12, not even 12, 24 hours to take away the frustration from the PNM. So Uncle Tommy, what you tell you about the evening?
Yeah. Brooklyn, put on that glass, eh? Put on that glass. But Tommy, I want you to read this on the screen there. Read this one. Hold on, eh? Hold on.
Street. How would you?
Hold on a minute. Yeah, KFC.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wash. Good afternoon, Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
I am man advertising on your program there. I post a stock Caribbean soul.
Nah.
You look for something or what? Yeah, line selling now.
I don't know.
But the Caribbean to go for KFC and that's too disrespectful. I don't have respect for him. Caribbean soul, you take your man by yourself, you're nasty, wicked homosexual. I love to understand.
Oh God. Oh God, all you take it down. Tommy?
Yeah, well, how you gonna make it shorter?
Wait now. But Tommy, let me ask you a question. 40 Calypsonians to pick 10? 40 to pick 10? Let me be honest. 40 to pick 10. Tommy, help me now, man.
Well,
You know what it's like, Tommy? That's like the Super Bowl, right? You have 40 teams to end up picking 2 teams. Right? 40 Calypsonians singing each 8 minutes each. Right? That is 320 minutes, right? Only 320 minutes, you know. Think about it. Right? But that show takes 10 hours. And then they have a break for the NLCB. Is NLCB?
Yeah, for the join.
The join of the NLCB Lotto. Have a break for that. A break. Oh, Father. All you get right now, man. And then your partner, the last name coming on about how you organize the semi-final to make it shorter. Easy. Easy. First of all, we ain't getting 40 to pick 10. 20 to pick 10. And listen to this, Tommy. You know that I reserve too? They had 40 plus a reserve. I reserve. Tommy, you telling me 20 of them Calypsonian, them shouldn't even be there. Right? Them shouldn't even have a pass to go in Skinner Park. Seriously. Them should never pass. I hear some of them song on them. I feel I can make a better song than some of them. I go write a Calypso for that, Tommy. You think I should write a Calypso?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go write a Calypso. Let me take this voice note.
There's nothing like a rainy day. And Slimy loves the rain as much as I do. Don't you, Slimy? Yeah. You know something? I remember how I first met Slimy on a beautiful rainy day. Yeah, I remember that day like it was just yesterday. Why, it was pouring, just like this. And I went to the park.
Somebody said audio on Slimy.
Wow.
Yeah, Tommy. Really and truly, Tommy. Come on, folks. Put your closing comments in the chat. Put your closing notes and send your closing voice notes to the WhatsApp number. Tommy, you telling me it is easy? It is easy to reduce that, Tommy. 10 hours?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's hard on everybody involved.
Everybody, boy. Watch now. I could organize that show for my living room and it take half of them 10 hours. Half. I mean, I listen to some of them Calypso. I'm like, but that's a R&B. That's a R&B Calypso. A R&B Calypso. But let me give you all the finalists, eh? Let me give you all the finalists, just in case you all don't know. Let me give you all the finalists. First one is what?
Young brother.
Eh?
First is Young Brother.
Yeah, somebody says Slimy and Gordon Joseph. No, them didn't sing. All right, yeah. First is Young Brother, We Rise. We second. You have it?
Oh, I moved away from it.
Yeah, all right. Anne Marie Parks, Kojo Twiggy, 65 and still relevant. Anthony LaFleur, Squeezy Rankin, Justice. Dwayne Tazea O'Connor. Tazea O'Connor, okay. Helan Francis, to whom it may be. Corinne, P&M Party Group Ashe. The Calypso Princess, a leader. Kurt, the last Bajan of Calypso, your turn now. Roderick Gordon, Chuck Gordon.
Chucky.
Dr. Press. Rosalind Reed Hayes. Rosalind.
Right.
Sing it in Kaiso.
Ricky Jai, Samaraj Jai Mongol.
Here we go.
Terry Lyons. And the reserve is Moral Peters.
Yeah.
Moral Peters.
You tell me I go need 40 Calypso to pick them? 40? Eh? Please. This is 2025. So, from so many aspiring competitors, how would you arrive at 20? Just as how they arrive at 40? Will you just come out of me? I go tell you why you take back your phone from you. Yeah, Mr. Florida.
Yeah, good evening. I get Mr. Hanson, and everybody. Mr. Hanson, that fiesta is the only free fete that all ages will come out and enjoy themselves.
10 hours?
They come and sit down. So they go make it for the 10 hours. Because the rest of the fete, we had to pay $1,000 to go and hundreds of dollars. You know, we are what you 1% to take that fiesta now. You got 1% take that fiesta. Like the end of the day.
Boy, think it easy.
So let me enjoy it while we have it now.
Okay.
If you give this spare them 5 years again, I know the 1% go take that too.
It go be 15. Yeah, it go be 15 hours now for the soca fiesta. And P&M come back. You know what I say? That 10 hours was too short. Yeah, Brooklyn.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
It's not just a show. It's a party. It's a celebration. It's a day where people plan for Wall Street. Wall Street, a lot of things going on. It's not just the Calypsonian singing. Is a time to come and meet and greet, and Trinidadians like that. You're born and meet that Wall Street. That cannot change. If you change that, you will take away from what people just be waiting for. People just live all over the world to go for that Wall Street.
Brooklyn.
It's not the length of time. The 10 hours is not a problem. They want that and they could do more. If you give them 24 hours, they would stay right in that place there. Wall Street, that's what Trinidadians like. That's what the people come for.
We don't like progress.
Cut short.
We don't like progress. That's what it is. We don't like progress.
No.
And
look what you do.
But listen to this.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here, party. We dragging the Wall Street, dragging the flag.
Let me tell you something, Wall Street.
Yeah.
You cannot compare the Super Bowl, which is a stupid football game that nobody really take part in, except people like you who
Brooklyn.
come America years
Brooklyn.
ago. But
That have millions of views, the largest viewed sports in the world. Millions.
No, Super Bowl cannot be back World Cup. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you might. Yeah, you might be
World
right
Cup.
there. You might be right there. You might be right there.
Don't watch it. I see a stock about World Cup. Super Bowl cannot walk in World Cup shoes.
Yeah, you might be
don't
right
tell me
there.
that, man. But anyway, we talk about Trinidad thing. So don't compare with Carnival to the Super Bowl. You talk like a P&M today on Wall Street.
Nah.
You talk like you talk to Raulino.
Nah.
You understand? Because I don't like what you're trying to talk about. We like that. Once we have Roman food and music playing, we're not going home Wall Street. That is who he is.
Okay.
Why you want to cut that short?
Okay. No progress.
You never really participate or really see the vibes of it. You never experience the excitement and the vibes of what take place there when it was good. Because there was a certain time when it wasn't good. There was a certain time going a couple of years under the P&M, we hardly had people down there. But for some reason, it came back good this year because they bring some young people in it. So a lot of young people turn out. So what they're trying to do, they're using technique. You know, you saw this Squeezy Rankin and the young brother and thing, is to bring the youths into the thing, you know. Before the youth wasn't studying no Calypso, Mona, them go for brass and soca, Mona can Marshall Monday. But no, what they do by putting them young people, once you gotta understand the part of the culture they're dealing with, they try to make me come back to a point where it's it's like a it's like a celebration again. It's like when you go in the beach for a day, you go in the beach from the morning and you leave 6 o'clock in the night, right? It's some let me put it like that. You go Maracas from early and you play football, you barbecue, you cook, you play music, you drink, you bathe, you come out, you bathe. The carnival is that. That competition, don't take me from it. 10 hours, 40 contestants, let them beat the drum, let the rhythm section play, let people drink rum, have a ball, and free up themselves. That is what me is. Don't I feel you talk to Rowley, I listening to you know. Because Rowley said when he resigned, everybody who used to be with him back in the days, he go fix them. Tommy, what was shit, you know?
I'm watching.
Mean Gene say Wall Street Brooklyn is correct. That's the culture of the country. Yeah. No progress. We going backwards. Want to make it 15 hours then? Make it 15 hours, Tommy. You know, we go end 4 day morning. Let me make it 15 hours. 12 noon too early. 12 noon. 12 a.m. too early. Let me end up 5 a.m. in the morning.
That's a picnic, you know.
Yeah, make it a picnic. Make it a picnic.
It currently is a picnic.
He had a preference, but Mr. Hansen, I'm calling him
Yeah.
Caribbean Soul, calling and apologize to KFC, please, because you shouldn't have sing that song about them. I know you like to make jokes, but KFC is a serious man. You don't like them kind of jokes. So calling Caribbean Soul and apologize for that song. Look on this then.
Yeah, man. Tommy, yeah, and here, Patty. Clearly you have never been. Yeah, from Chumakak. I ain't gonna lie.
But have you been to that?
Oh, you mean? And Tommy, let me tell you my experience with that. You know, growing up in Chumakak, you have to go in the crowd. You understand?
Yep.
Right? You go in the crowd and your thing. You know? But that is when I came to the United States of America and I went back home. We went in the crowd and all kind of thing, and people have all the kind of thing. But then things started to change a little bit, Tommy. And I started to experience a little different segment of the crowd now.
Yeah.
Little higher up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Penthouse.
Yeah. I started to explain the kind of penthouse thing now. I said, well, wait, do I want to be in the outhouse or in the penthouse? You know what I mean, Tommy?
Yep.
You understand the thing?
Yeah.
All right. I say, you know what it is, Tommy, when you go up in the penthouse?
Right.
It's kind of hard to go back down in the basement.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And then I get out, I say, wait, I told them just do it by. So, you know, things change. So I started to look at it from a different perspective. Yeah. Me and Gene say Brooklyn is correct. Volsang, you're right. They normalize inefficiently. That's what they just do. They normalize inefficiently. They're happy. Patty and them happy with it going. As a matter of fact, Tommy, some of them might be vexed. It's only 10 hours, you know. Give me half a day. Why 10 hours only? Yeah, Mr. Florida.
Yeah, quick thing again. Who you was up in the penthouse with? I hope it was with Rowley, you know.
Nah, that was with
it was with Rowley, you know.
No, that was when Manning was in power.
All right, Mr. Hansen.
Yeah,
But just hopes. All right, don't listen.
With TJ come stepping in briefly. I agreed with Brooklyn. It must change as a Savannah. It must not change as a Savannah party. Tommy, you could have a party with all them you rather all the Calypso and them singing till 12 a.m. in the morning. Eh? Some people must even have them Calypso. Some of them. Please. We really like it so, boy. We like it so we free. Yeah, party. Brooklyn correct. He correct. Yeah, he correct. Brooklyn, all of them PNM people are agreeing with you. Go
Top of
ahead.
the hour. Top of the hour.
Yeah. Folks, we're going to go for a quick break and we'll be right back. Stick on stage. Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Back with you. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and Patty say Wall Street, you're too fake.
Uh-oh.
Tommy, you see. Oh God! All right, Wolfgang, you are so correct. Tardiness should never be exemplified. Slimy say, WZYE TV don't have a website either. Laugh a lot. Wall Street, you can holler at me. Slimy, we have a website. We don't push that website. We just don't push it. Cool. You think so? All right. All right. Listen to Mean Gene. You will never understand because you have never been part of that type of celebration. I have partied all night and they'll get home until the sun was up. What am that be talking about, boy? What, Tommy, how I could be from Chumaka, Clavantel, and I never party through the night, go to the Marsh Crash show, go straight to Juve, then go straight to Monday Mass. What am I be talking about? Because I know about certain food in Trinidad, and I know about certain place, but I think nah, Tommy, you gotta help me there, boy. No, you gotta help me there.
I hear you.
Yeah. What? Leave Chumakak. Go the Marsh Crash show. Go straight to Juve. Then go straight to Monday Mass. Go back home, wake up again, go to Tuesday Mass. But Tommy, I don't get this story, but one year I played with Poison, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I was in the first section, but I didn't understand it. I was in section 1. Section
right.
1, you know. I said, wait. Yeah, KFC. Section 1, boy.
Hi, good day, Mr. What's your Uncle Tommy, man?
What's happening, man?
What should we like for the tree? With the tree and up for the finals next week Sunday coming here. In the big yard.
The last version of Calypso, Young Brother, and Marshall Montano.
I see Ricky Jai making it too.
Yeah. Ricky Jai was good too.
But I see a PNM blogger, like my boy was in his kind of party.
Who's that one?
Munilal.
Oh yeah. You all over the place.
And I take a picture of my boy and you and flat about with our hungry people there. And the kind of people out there.
Yeah.
I must watch it until tomorrow. Let me tag you now.
Yeah, man. Bless.
All right, bless.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Lisa said I played with Poison also only once though. Me too, you know. Once. Tommy, nah, I couldn't play after that, boy. You know what I mean? That was a different kind of group. Chumaka Claventi, I grew up and I ain't play with them again after. My partner asked me, I still not a partner. I go pass on that one.
Yeah, I never play with Poison.
Then I was gonna play with Tribe. I got my ticket when Tribe first started, right? I'm gonna play with Tribe. I said, and then my partner come again. I said, nah, boy. I go pass on Tribe. I sell my ticket, yes. I'll just say, Wall Street, please don't try and change our way of enjoyment. It sounds like you never had that experience before. If you did, you have nothing to say. What's wrong with you? You just hear what I said.
You did top of the hour already?
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we almost get ready to close. Listen to this. I know Skinner Park. I went down Skinner Park and stand up in the crowd in the hot sun all day. Yeah? I went. Yeah, Mr. Florida.
Top of your office,
I didn't play it?
No.
All right. Sorry. Yeah. I thought I played it. All right, thanks. All right, folks, let's go for that quick break.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yeah. So Tommy, Wall Street, please don't try and change our way of enjoyment. Yeah, we want to stay backwards. That's what we want to do. Whether you want to stay backwards 10 hours for our show? Tommy, you ever see any show in the world for 10 hours?
Woodstock.
Huh?
Woodstock was more than that.
Woodstock was once in a lifetime, man. Now, Tommy, you have to come with a better example, man.
Well, what fiestas be once every year.
Okay. All right. So you're saying, so you don't have a problem with the 10 hours?
That's a picnic. That's more than a show.
You want to know how much hours is all of that? All right. I leave home. I go to the March Crash show, Tommy. Right? I go straight to no, because them fellas telling me I no experience. I go straight to Juve, and then I go straight to Monday Mass. What do you mean how much hours? You trying to say that is 10 hours, and I going longer than 10 hours. All right. I want to continue this discussion tomorrow. I'm gonna play this voice note before we go. No, let me go to my closing quote. Folks, here's my closing quote. Where's that one, boy? Did I do that one? All right, I will do that one tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Okay, folks, here it is.
Dear God, let's pray for this Sunday. Dear God, as the dawn breaks and the sun rises, I come before you with a heart full of gratitude for the gift of a new day. Thank you for the restful night's sleep and for the opportunity to wake up to the wonders of your creation once again. As I embark on this new day, I invite your presence to dwell within me. Guide my thoughts, words, and actions, that they may reflect your love, kindness, and compassion to all those I encounter. Grant me the strength and courage to face the challenges that lie ahead, knowing that with you, all things are possible. Help me to embrace each moment with joy and gratitude, recognizing the beauty and blessings that surround me. Lord, I pray for your protection to surround me like a shield. Guard me from harm and keep me safe from all forms of evil. May your angels encamp around me, defending me from danger and leading me in the paths of righteousness. Fill me with your wisdom and discernment, that I may make choices that honor you and bring glory to your name. May your Holy Spirit direct me in every action I undertake, guiding me along the path of truth. Lord, I lift up my family and friends to you, asking for your abundant blessings to be poured upon them. May you grant them strength in times of weakness, comfort in times of sorrow, and joy in times of celebration. Bless them with good health, peace of mind, and prosperity in all their endeavors. I commit this day into your hands, trusting in your providence and grace. Thank you, Father, for the countless blessings you have bestowed upon me and for the gift of life itself. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work out. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. And let me get the closing comments here on the WhatsApp.
Let me go first.
Go ahead.
Life engenders life. Energy creates energy. It's by spending oneself that one becomes rich. Like I always say, you, Mr. or lady in the mirror, you have to become that change that you want to see. If you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe out there. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Till then, good day.
Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you.
Miss Atlanta's quote: if you love someone who doesn't love you, it means you are waiting for a ship at the airport. May you be surrounded by high vibrating, authentic, and reciprocating energies that bring you joy and peace. Thank you, Miss Atlanta.
Hi, good day. Again, my closing comments. Well, it's easy because of the law of gravity for things to go down than for it to go up. So anybody could criticize, It don't cost anything to do that. But to come up with good suggestions and ideas, it had to use brain power. And that have a price attached to it. So my suggestion is they should have qualification. Probably just like how they have it in sports. You have North, you have South, you have Central, you have East, you have Tobago. And in these different areas, you have probably, let's say, the 4 top contenders. So first, second, third, fourth, or first, second, third. And then they now will go in a pool now to vie for the national championship. Rather than having all these people come down there. And this is what could happen with one slip, one lapse. The negative part of it in terms of the mic system and all these things, I'm not like the go along, come along, so I ain't going out there and criticizing and thing, and I haven't heard from the other side yet. So I will wait till I hear from the other side before I lend any constructive criticism. Yeah? And the union issues, I find that was very, 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 very nice of you all to have Mr. Saunders in. Yeah. So I don't know who. Mr. Roger will be next because he had to be reading from the book of Dotuishness, right? To think that people in remembering what happened less than 10 years ago. Eh? You think people not remembering? No, I shouldn't say less than 10 years ago, right? 15 years. All right, so let me say about 16 years ago. All right, and then after that, to see the position he get himself in, all right, we wouldn't forget Mr. McLeod. So far, Mr. Abdullah has lent himself to some kind of consistency. Because he's the one who's come out and talk about corruption like that. You understand? But he go along, come along, who's and them. They ain't going to deal with that part of it. But anyhow, maybe not yet. So we go wait and see. All the best to each and everyone. Don't forget, God love when you pray. He will answer if your heart's serious. Bye.
Okay, let's go to the closing comments in the chat. Caribbean Soul says, death is not the greatest loss in life. It's what dies inside of us when we are alive. And I would like to apologize to KFC for the song. Not everyone knows the happiness of life. We lack that also. There you go. Yeah, Caribbean Soul is a big man. That's the way it's supposed to be. Closing song. So Caribbean Soul apologize. Closing comments. Wall Street, you are not always correct. Mean Gene. I don't know if you think I always correct. Volsang said closing comments. Keep being family all and learn to understand each other. Don't rush to judgment. Here we go. Yeah. Mr. Intellectual closing comment. Deception. Words designed to mislead people into believing lies as truth. Tommy Mohammed closing comment. Is that Trinidad and Tobago has to unite as one people and rid ourselves of the PNM come 2025 elections. I think that is it for the closing comments. Okay, guys, we are out of here. We see you tomorrow. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel, 7 to 10 p.m. on In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street. We out of here. Bye-bye.
For the end of the legal limits of this term, I will resign this office and go off to my family.
Before you go, before you pack and run away, I wanna fly. Before you go, before you think you'll get away. Well, you began in the Senate of opposition and waited your turn. Then with Manning as your PM giving directions, you studied and learned. You paid attention to Robbie Pandey, observe there all their mistakes. So there is not one excuse that you can make, none that we can take. Cause we give you a turn to ride in the PM1 motor car. You change the whole interior with propaganda, it's smelling drunk, sour. We gave you 2 turns as PM of this nation. So now it's my Creole obligation to give you a turn before your resignation. Remember, it's me who call Eric Duffy. We call Chambers Duncy. It's your turn now. It's me who beat Robbie like a Bobali. It's your turn now. So if we say you are a bully, don't take it personally. Your turn now. Go tell your friends and your family, it comes with the duty. It's your turn now. Do not believe that we are afraid to call a donkey a ass or a spade a spade. We will pepper you like a chow, Dr. Row. It's your turn now. Before you go, before you pack and run away, I wonder what the penny and Avery have to say. Before you go, before you think you'll get away.